Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is actually a longtime friend. This is Big Dude on his channel. He brings spiritual inspiration more than anything else, and I see he's actually got a new video here. He posts sporadically, but often enough, and I'm just going to take his latest video, I'm going to put it into a special playlist I use. I call it my catch-up list. It's a fun name for a playlist that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. Playlist can be a great tool for that. Big Dude has got plenty of shorts on his channel, getting into 15,000 and 25,000 on some of these celebrity shoutouts, and then live streams. And I see he's been doing a lot more video gameplay lately, which is cool. Occasionally we get a chance to get to catch up and get to know the creator with a lot of Bible study and, like I said, spiritual inspiration on his channel. He gifted a membership before we even started. So did Michael's Adventures, one of our beloved and dedicated moderators. So I'll get his channel up here and we'll do some introductions in a second. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. I got quite a few names on the wheel. Scratch and PPA, of course, is in the pole position on the Wheel of Doom, and then Canadian Family Life is there with him as beloved and dedicated moderators. PK Adventure Travels and Mr. Shelton TV came in early, and Elevate Me to You is now here. Nikki Silver Stacker has to be the most excited creator on YouTube. They've been following Silver for a long time, and did it hit $73? I can't even believe the sharp uptick that Silver has taken over the last year. Chocolate Drop 84, good to see you in the house. I had them on the wheel. Jesse Journals and Unboxes will be added. We always put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat right from the beginning. And then Superchatters and membership gifters are put onto the screen as soon as those things happen. But soon enough, we'll get around to spinning the wheel like we always do. And we'll get to as many channels as we can within the next 3 hours or so. Mitchy Boo is here, and then Dirt Diggers UK is also in the house. Booby Goats might be in the background, and New Horizons Above and Beyond is here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. When we look at what Michael's Adventures is doing on his channel, he's bringing us a lot of nature and wildlife. He's actually got 2 daily series on his channel. He's put up thousands of videos. Most of these are half an hour each, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, but the majority he premieres at 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern. He's been going twice a day for a couple of months now, every day for long over a year, and he's been at this since longer than Superchats existed. I believe he's been with us for about 5.5 years. He's working on 1,900 subscribers right now. We'd love to push him a little bit farther towards that milestone. I see he's got plenty of premieres ready to go. He always sets these up in advance, sometimes even a month in advance. It's a lot to keep up with, but what we do is set notifications for everything we see, including premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. When we look at what he's bringing in his nature and wildlife videos, he's got raccoons, opossums, deer, there's a bit of bird watching, foxes, and he's got a traffic watch series with basically trail cam type footage. He's been known to take us for many walk and talk videos around interesting places near his home and stories to be told along the way. Then shorts on this channel feature a little bit more variety. Some of that outdoor footage is found here. He gets into some lottery ticket scratching and some slot gameplay on a phone or a tablet. And hopefully everybody will connect with Michael's adventures. He's a beloved and dedicated moderator here, one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 8 years on YouTube now. And again, we'd love to push him towards the 1900 that we know he's thinking about. And then thank you, Mitchy Boo. I always appreciate that. Mr. Shelton TV is giving us a holiday in between the holidays, apparently. The Bud Files is here. Another channel full of family togetherness. And yes, Booby Goats, Saturday's a big day. I mention it all the time when we think about when we want to post our videos and things like that. For the most part, in the case of most channels, my belief is that the traffic is always heaviest on Saturday, followed by Sunday. Then we think about Monday and Friday. Then we think about Tuesday and Thursday, and Wednesday comes in the middle. The reason why we mention that is when you're thinking about when you want to post your videos, the analytics will tell you every single person eventually has a section in their analytics that will show you the best time to post for your audience. And it takes a little while to get there. If you don't have it yet, it's just you need a little bit more traffic on your channel, but it will come. When in doubt, my recommendation is to post 9 a.m. Saturday if you're just going to drop videos. And I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I typically think Eastern because that's where my biggest audiences are. And then if I'm going to premiere, I do it at 12 o'clock. And the reason why is because you want a few more people on YouTube so that you get an audience into that premiere. And the question as to whether to premiere or not comes down to if you're going to drop a video, and let's just say your video is 10 minutes long, would you have gotten more views in the first 10 minutes after you posted it if you just dropped the video or if you ran a premiere? And in almost every case that we've seen, premiering wins that argument. So again, I never want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel. These are just suggestions based on my personal experience, what I think, what we've learned from each other, and what I actually do when I drop videos on any channel that I touch. They always go out 9 a.m. Saturday. If it's a premiere, it's noon Saturday, unless it's something time sensitive, but that's rare for somebody like me. And then Booby Goats, we'll have to keep a look at on that. We'll have to keep ourselves updated. I haven't heard about any new changes to the restrictions yet. Anything's possible, but ever since they changed things where creators can become monetized after 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time, essentially what's happened is we've gotten to a point where every single creator that wants to be monetized gets monetized. It used to be questionable. And this rule of the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time came in, I forget if it was 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. It wasn't always there. It happened right after I started, as a matter of fact. So these are just ideas. But Booby Goats, thank you for asking. I will have a look and see what I can find. Go with the Flow Farm is here. I'll get them onto the wheel. Like I said, we always put members and moderators onto the wheel right away. And Crafty Witch 232 is up for a special reason. I'll talk about that in a second. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I'll have to go and check a few channels like Think Media and Nick Nimmin and Roberto Blake and those. I got a list of about 10, I think, that I follow. I don't watch every single video that they come out with anymore, but I have been following those channels from the beginning. They're the biggest ones that talk about the things we talk about here, and they tend to keep us updated with all the news and features and things like that. Matthews Bushcraft, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Anfield Road Layout in the Loft is here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know that Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More from the UK came in. We're getting very close to episode 900. I've got it scheduled for next Saturday. I'm not going to move it unless under extreme circumstances. So I expect it to be next Saturday. And we're going to do it quite a bit earlier than now so that we can accommodate our friends in the UK a little bit better. I know it's very late for them. We're 5 hours off. It's 10 p.m. for them when we start these, and then our friends in Australia have trouble catching us as well, but we're 12 hours off from them, so it's tough to aim. Tim Mitchell, 8784, is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel. And Crafty Witch 232 is up here for a special reason. Now, I mentioned that Big Dude dropped a gifted membership before we even started, and right before that, Michael's Adventures actually did the same, and they've both done that kind of thing many times before. So I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And then Greenland Quilter Katie came in with a super chat wanting us to promote her friend Andy from Crafty Witch 232, who we know extremely well. This creator's with us for just about every stream, so is Greenland Quilter Katie for that matter. She'll probably be here later. I think she's on live right now. Crafty Witch 232 tends to go live just about every day at 9 p.m. Eastern, so it'll be a little bit after Tuber Chat finishes for today. We know that Michael's Adventures will drop his premiere at 8 p.m. and we'll see who else is going to be on tonight after Tuber Chat as the stream goes on. What Crafty Witch 232 is doing on their channel is a mix of all kinds of different crafty things. They do cross-stitch, crochet, 3D printing, jewelry making, perler beads, and more. What I've seen from this creator most often is crochet, a little bit of cross-stitch, and some 3D printing as well. They've got plenty of videos here for us to get started understanding what there is on the channel. But when we get to shorts, we start to see some of the pop culture references that have done really well for this creator. I came to know after several months of this channel being a part of the Tuber Chat family that Andy, the creator, creates a lot of the things that we see here for the purpose of selling them at different markets and conventions and shows and things like that. So some of these shorts now, a couple of them have gotten into 10,000, one at 14,000, which is great to see. And then live streams, like I said, they're on almost every day. I've been lucky to catch them frequently. They've collaborated with other people. I saw them play a video game once. Sometimes they're doing cross-stitch, most often crochet. They make really interesting things. They do a great job of keeping up with the chat while they're doing that. They're getting really close to 5,000 subscribers, and I believe that's 100% organic on this channel because Crafty Witch 232, like I said, is streaming almost every day, and you can see the view counts on some of these live streams, especially when they're on for several hours. So my calculations over the last, let's say, 5.5 years, I've been on YouTube for 8, but let's just say, if we were trying to figure out how is it possible that somebody can do a live stream, have 10 or 20 people in the chat most of the time, but come out with 4,000 views by the end of a 3-hour live stream. The way that that works is what I believe to be true, and anybody can fact check or let me know if you find this to be different. You seem to get 1 view for every 5 minutes that somebody is on your stream. So if somebody's watching, or I'm assuming even running it, if you do an hour and they're there for the full hour, you'll get 12 views because you get 1 for every 5 minutes. That's the way it seems from the calculations I've done, especially in the early days of Tuber Chat. That's how we get these high view counts on live streams. It's not really about the replays, although some people will probably get plenty of live stream replays. In my experience, it's usually a lot less than we think or hope for. Videos, in 99% of cases, drive the channel. And then live streams can be used for monetization. Shorts can be used to drive in new subscribers. These are just ideas, but things we talk about often. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed their holidays. I know we've still got a little bit more coming up. I know people celebrate in different ways. We're talking Christmas. That's what my family does. And, you know, I enjoyed my family time and everything else. We are expecting New Year's to be here. I will not be streaming on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. But we will stream on the 30th, and January the 3rd should be episode 900, and that's no joke. You can look back on the Superchat channel and you will find there are literally 899 episodes after today already on there. I think we're missing one, but that's a long story. Then Amy loses it. Good to see you in the house. That's If You Seek Amy K with a second channel. Greenland Quilter Katie dropped the super chat earlier that led to us looking at Crafty Witch 232, and she does this kind of thing all the time. I say it often. You know, things like super chats and memberships on this channel are absolutely unnecessary. They are appreciated when they do happen, of course, but the wheel and the screen are open to everyone. We're always busy here, so it does take a long time, and I will get to as many channels as I can within the next 2.5 hours or so. 900 is no joke. And then Greenland Quilter Katie up on the screen right now. This creator, of course, is going to bring us a lot of quilting. They've got a podcast on their channel. Last year around this time, they did some shopping videos. A little bit different for this channel, but a welcome addition to her content. She gives us a beautiful look around Greenland at times. This is right around the time she started coming into the Tuber Chat family just over a year ago. And these are the first videos that I saw on this channel. Beautiful mountain views, glaciers, icebergs, and other things we might expect from Greenland. But when we get into the shorts, we start to see a lot more around Greenland, including some of that winter weather. And then this creator has gotten into 2,900 and 3,200 views on a couple of these shorts, which is great to see. And then the quilting talk begins when they're live streaming, which they are right now. They've usually got a panel of guests. They're laughing and having a good time. The conversation can go anywhere once they get started, but they focus on quilting to begin with, and they do a great job of keeping up with the chat. You'll get a warm welcome when you're over there. So, like I said, Greenland Quilter Katie is live right now. She'll probably come in here afterwards if she finishes before us, but I think she started a while ago. If I'm not mistaken, you'll see what they're up to right now. Yeah, they started almost an hour ago, so she might come in, but we'll see. But just in case, thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Like I said, she's done it time and time again. And then I know we've got another couple of channels in the house right now. Jeremy D-Day, he's been with me about 6 years, since before Tuber Chat was even a thought. And yes, Trucker John 3, for the 1,000th video, we need to party. It's going to fall sometime around this time next year. It usually takes us about a year to go through 100 episodes, or I might be mistaken about that. I'm thinking 6 months, actually. It might be 6 months from now. So sometime this summer we'll probably get there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might slow things down and start finally dropping videos. That's my hope, although I've been barking up that tree for many years. But we'll see. So let me spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up next. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Let's have a look at a silver chart right now and see what has been happening for, let's say, the last 5 years. This is silver, and what I mean by silver is matching gold, right? Silver and gold, the precious metals, they are in what we call the banana zone when we're thinking about charts and graphs and price increases. They are just, silver's just flown. It has got to be extremely exciting for people watching that. Just in this past year, they have, look at this, it's up. It was in last January, somewhere around $30 an ounce American. It's now almost 80. which is unbelievable. You're talking almost a triple in 1 year. But I hope our friends who are following precious metals have a plan to take some profits off the table while it continues to rise, because I've heard more than one story about people riding some kind of a chart like that up, typically with crypto, but problem is then riding it all the way back down, because nothing goes up forever, right? So not to speak doom and gloom, but just to say I hope everybody is ready. And then Sam's Vlogs Trains and More. Yes, for the 1000th episode, I will do something special, although I don't know what yet. So I've got many months to think about that. We will do something special for episode 900, a little bit different from what we always do. Might do a combination of something special and our regularly scheduled activities, let's just say. Consume the Goodness is here. Good to have you in the house. Nesha Antoinette is also with us. Hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat. And then, yeah, New Horizons Above and Beyond. Facebook is a little bit different. And I haven't, while I've had many accounts on Facebook, many pages, and maybe many profiles and things like that, I haven't had a situation where any have been locked out that I've either wanted to get back or needed to get back or anything like that. So that might be a little bit tricky. And what I would do is I would think about, you have to be careful with this. You could think about ChatGPT or one of the AI systems to try to ask for some technical support to get through that. Otherwise, Facebook is going to send you prompts back and forth to see if you can get access to an old email or a phone or anything like that. This is one of the reasons it's so important for all of us, especially our YouTube channels or anywhere where we've got income or personal information out there. You want to find a way to keep track of your passwords and login emails and things like that. Should be using a different email, a different password for every different service. I know it could be a lot, but we really should. And the reason why is because if a hack happens on one platform, we know 99% of the time no human ever actually reads the data. It's all bots and things like that. But if a human read the data and realized you had a password on one channel or on one platform, they might be able to figure out your password on another platform. So these are just ideas. But yeah, Facebook is something else. Thank you, Scratch and PPA, for mentioning Kendra's birthday. Consume the Goodness. She is a longtime dear friend. I'm going to get her channel ready to go. I'm going to talk about Nikki Silver Stacker's content in a second here. Beltloop 29 is in the house. Gary, thank you for coming in. He's been making frequent appearances lately. And Henry Leslie Vermont is always out there supporting other people. Close to Water is a longtime dear friend. Her and her husband, Backlash Fisherman, they've been with us for years. Probably 5 years, if not 4 by now. Diamond Painting Yotun is here. It's always good to have you in the house. 60 plus and, pardon me, 60 plus and Sophie. I wonder if I got that right. I meant to have you on the wheel. I didn't have you on the wheel just yet. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. I had thought I'd already put you on there because I know you were here at the beginning of the stream, but I've got you on there right now. And then Beltloop 29 might be bringing us some new content. And Amy loses it. Yeah, always happy to catch everybody as often as possible. It becomes harder for all of us, but I'm on YouTube like many hours a day. I'm probably on every day, as much as I can be for sure, and then bouncing around between different channels and premieres and streams and things like that. And yeah, thank you, Beltloop 29. I always appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I certainly don't expect it from anybody. I know we've got a lot of people to support, and I know people go extra lengths to reschedule their, personal errands and things like that, dinner time and everything else around our streams, and I appreciate that. I feel like I'm missing a channel. Living Large with L Crew is in the house. It's good to see you here. Mickey's Adventures is also in the house. The Cam Fam Texas is here. I'm going to put them on the wheel. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Six Bows is back. I did get on the wheel already. And she's climbing fast too, her channel. She's got more than one, actually, I think, right? And then Nikki Silver Stacker, pardon me, Precious Metals we were talking about. Now, this creator does a little bit more. They're actually sharing information about their YouTube journey as they continue to learn as well. But they will talk to us about these precious metals and numismatic collectible coins as well. It's very important to know the difference. But I'm a huge fan of precious metals. And what we're seeing right now is even beyond the reason why. Nikki Silver Stacker is posting shorts regularly as well, and they've gotten into 1,700 on several of these, which is great to see. He's working on 400 subscribers and already at 370, which is great. And then live streams are fairly frequent on the channel as well. So I see you're doing StreamYard panels, but we've also gotten a chance to get to know Nikki Silver Stacker in the way that you see the rollovers that I'm doing right there. So hopefully everybody will connect, and Nikki Silver Stacker's got a bit of information on their about section for us as well. And next up, her birthday is tomorrow. We're going to look at Consume the Goodness. This is Kendra. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. I've been having trouble all afternoon with things freezing and stuff like that on the computer. I always wonder if that's the internet. It's a good signal that something is wrong. But hopefully we'll hold things together for today. Let me know in the chat if anything's wrong. Consume the Goodness up here, like I said, is Kendra. She's going to bring a healthy lifestyle behind most of her content, faith-based motivation, skits, chats, keto carnivore meal ideas, and then at-home workouts. She's actually got something special that she does, and I've mentioned it many times, but I really like this idea. You see as I roll over this video, what she's doing is a workout, but in 3 different methods. So she's got a walking pad or a treadmill that she's using in the middle there. She's walking in place right beside that, and she's doing the exercise sitting in a chair. This means that pretty much anybody, almost anybody, will be able to work out right along with her while they watch these videos, and I think that's a really cool idea. Consume the Goodness as well has got plenty of shorts videos. Sometimes she does meal ideas, sometimes she's working out. She's done shout outs for other people like us here, and I appreciate that. A couple of these shorts have done really well, 92,000, 127,000, which is great to see. Interesting to notice that those are fitness videos. And then she's got a birthday live stream coming up, and that's going to be on the 30th. So we'll be looking forward to that Tuesday night hangout. We'll try to remember that's going to be later in the evening, but we know that Scratch and PPA drops his videos every Tuesday as well. So a bit of a marker in our minds, if we want to put it that way. And pardon me, my chat froze on me there, so I missed a lot that was going on in the chat for a moment there. Tim Mitchell just gifted 10 memberships again, and thank you for that, Tim Mitchell. He's done that countless times before, and I keep saying it, absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. I know all the recipients will be happy to have those gifted memberships as well. I may not be able to see who got them because I had to refresh my window in the background there. And then we're going to look at Tim Mitchell. He's got 3 channels for us to look at, actually. And then Kyle Vlog, good to see you here. If anybody else asks me for a anything specific, just please mention it again. I missed a lot. And like I said, I had to refresh my chat. And when we look at what Tim Mitchell's doing on his channel, there's 2 other channels that he produces videos and live streams for. And what Tim Mitchell's doing here, though, is bringing some outdoor footage of his own. He's got some shorts that feature a lot of dash cam footage, actually. There's a few other things here, almost exclusively outdoor footage. But these are starting to get into 1,600 and 1,800 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. It's been a while since I've been able to catch Tim. As a matter of fact, now that we're thinking about Tuesday for Scratch and PPA and Kendra, We know that Tim Mitchell typically does these live streams on the road on Tuesdays. This is why I haven't been able to catch him in a couple of months. I used to catch him occasionally, but he's on during my full-time gig work hours. But Tim Mitchell as well, like I said, has a couple of other channels to look after. So Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official is the first channel that we know of from Chef Seavey. And this is where she's going to focus on helping us navigate the kitchen, not just for interesting meals and dishes and combinations, but also to help us understand the bakeware and the appliances and the cookware and other things that we're going to find. Did you remove one video? Tim, I wondered about this when I saw this earlier today, because I thought there was 2 Twizzlers ones, but I might be wrong unless that was the live streams. We'll see in a second. And then one of the things that is really interesting on this channel, Chef Seavey, first of all, has a video about how her and Tim had met. I like stories like that, so that video was a few months ago, but you'll find it there. And then this creator, though, has an interesting twist in their live streams. You notice the glorious, colorful wheel that we see behind Chef Seavey when I roll over this here. They have got a mystery wheel of misfortune, and what happens is during the live streams, the audience can contribute ingredient ideas. Chef Seavey's going to spin, and whatever comes up, they're going to be all but forced to make. And then so Twizzlers, a very odd type of ingredient to be included in any meal or dish idea, was the last actually original item in the original Mystery Wheel of Misfortune, and that came up the other day. Spoiler alert for everybody. And then you'll be able to catch the live streams to see how that kind of thing works. There's that glorious wheel right there. But some of the shorts on this channel are really moving. I remember when Chef Seavey was approaching 1,000 views, but not quite there. And then we see there's plenty over 1,000 now, almost a dozen. And then 1,300, 1,500 on a couple of these. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they're live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And this is where we get to see the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. Once in a while they do something a little bit different. They've got another channel for us to see for this kind of impromptu live stream as well. So I'll pull that up for a second here, and that is the unofficial, official, off-topic squirrel. And this is where we get another behind-the-scenes look at Chef Seavey, a bit of a more personal look, but they also have different series here. So they've got a different story that's come up here. I watched the second part of this today with music included. And it's interesting now, you see the... I notice on the... where the time is here, on the bottom of the thumbnail, there's a music note, and I don't think that that's actually from the thumbnail itself. I think that's from YouTube putting that on there, if I'm not mistaken. And that's interesting. YouTube's doing a few extra things now to denote things like music and stuff like that. The official, the unofficial, official off-topic squirrel also has shorts on the channel. We'll look at those first. 1,200, 1,500 on a couple of these, and these are continuing to grow as well. And then live streams over here. These happen on the first Saturday of every month. So my guess is next Saturday they're going to be doing one of these. And this is where they typically end up playing the game Cards Against Humanity. Once in a while they do things a little bit differently. They might do, well, like I said, an impromptu live stream from the road. I've caught a couple of those. And they're working on 200 subscribers right now, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. Steve Rance, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hugo Homestead has been a friend since almost the beginning of Superchat. Definitely 5 years, if not longer by now. And there you go, the graphic novel, The Curious Afterlife of Bucci Jones. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but forgive me if I'm wrong. And then Dixie Cuddle Fitness is in the house as well. Vintage V Mars is here. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. It's time for me to spin, so I'll do that right this second. We'll see who's coming up next. And again, yes, hopefully everybody enjoyed their holidays. Christmas, I know, was celebrated by the majority of people here in the Tuber Chat family. And then Scratch and PPA is coming up. Let's have a look at what he's got going on. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. That's the first time I noticed that, Chef CV, and I think it caught my eye right away because I actually watched that video earlier today, so I know it's music, and that's going to catch me all the time. Our copyright-free music channel is Our copyright-free music channel is an official artist channel, so we have the music note beside the channel name, and a few of our friends have that. I think the Jay Jordan's got it, Emotion New Soul has got it, First Floor Audio, I think, has got it, and that kind of thing. So Steve Rance, good to have you in the house. The way that the wheel works here, for anybody that's brand new, anybody watching not in the chat yet, basically what happens is as people come into the stream, I've got a system in the background from Streamlabs that keeps track of how active everybody is over the course of, let's say, 3 hours. And I add names to the wheel from the chat list based on who's been most actively engaged as the stream goes on. Members and moderators are added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Superchatters and membership gifters, like what Tim Mitchell did not too long ago. And thank you again for that, Tim Mitchell. Like I said, he's done that countless times before. Overly generous, but I do appreciate it, of course. Those channels get put on the screen right away. It's just a little bit of a skip the line kind of an idea, and then we get back to spinning the wheel. And then over the course of the stream, I'll add names to the wheel when we have a chance, usually at least a couple of times. It's very possible for somebody to be here in the last hour of the stream and get onto the wheel faster than somebody who's been here for 2 hours. And it has to do with how active everybody is in the chat, having true conversations with other people. What we're doing here is making friends with other creators. That's how you get a strong and solid foundation for your channel, knowing that your friends will be there to support most of what you're going to come out with in new videos and streams and things like that. How can you get that non-copyright music? So Kyle Vlog channel, some of the songs have MP3 links in the descriptions. The earliest songs do. There's about 60 of them now. I've got a few more yet to post, but it's also available on all major music platforms. So for everybody wondering, if you look at our front page, you will see it at the bottom. It's a separate channel set up for that music, but the music's on Spotify and iTunes and Deezer, and it's there when you make TikTok videos and Instagram Reels and every other thing. You just have to learn the name and follow it. It's the words Thrive Together with no vowels, because that's a cool music thing to do, right? So if you catch that and search it out, you'll find the music everywhere. And then, you know, if you know how to scrape it and copy it and steal it and everything, then feel free to do that. It is available on the platforms to buy if you feel like it, but we certainly don't push. And nobody has to credit the channel or anything like that. I'll appreciate it if you do, but we don't want to make people have to do that because we know a lot of people are going to forget and everything else. And then Scratch and PPA is up on the screen. I see Alex and Alex in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And then when we look at what Scratch and PPA does on his channel, he has been a overly generous, loyal, dedicated supporter since the very beginning of Tuber Chat. He found us after our first few episodes, within the first 30, I think, and he's been here ever since. We're on episode 898 today. He is known as a shining jewel in the Tuber Chat family because he's so supportive. And we know that most people who've already connected with Scratch and PPA will say he is one of their most supportive supporters because he seems to be everywhere all the time. I run into him every day in somebody's premieres, live streams. He's always out supporting as many people as he can. My imagination tells me he's got at least 4 windows going on a computer. I think he joked and said 6 once. I don't know if he was joking though. He might. I do 4. I can have 4 at a time going, but he might have even more than that. We're unsure. And that's just a part of Scratch and PPA. That's behind the scenes. I can tell you he cares deeply about the YouTube journey, his fellow creators, those of us in the Tuber Chat family, and his own community surrounding his channel as well. And you'll find that as soon as you connect with Scratch and PPA and add him to your list of friends and family as well. When we look at Scratch and PPA and what he's doing on his channel, he puts an interesting twist on lottery ticket scratching where he pits 2 lottery tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. And if you can, he premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. If you can catch us for one of his premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than what we've got going on here. Faster than most others that we see in the Tuber Chat family. Very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. And Scratch and PPA has also been known to have presentation at the forefront of his mind. His avatar and banner have changed up a little bit, and we see this every year from Scratch and PPA with a very special message that usually is on the channel for a couple of weeks around this time. Otherwise, Scratch and PPA has a bright, beautiful avatar that is matched by the content in the thumbnails that we see. And while we would probably expect that, you're also going to notice that he's got a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series on those same thumbnails. Now, his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first video over 5.5 years ago. And then Scratch and PPA has also expanded the content on his channel over the last couple of years. He originally took a trip to Italy 2 years ago, or just over 2 years ago, and brought us some vlogging style shorts videos and his very first live stream. So we'll have a look at those right now, and then I'll explain what else is going on the channel right now. And then thank you, everybody, for these super chats. I know I'm behind with recognizing those. We'll get back to Scratch and PPA's content in a quick second here. Elevate Me to You, thank you for that. Low Carb Spin is going to be put up from Just Jason Keto, one of our beloved and dedicated moderators. I did get Carnivore Jerry, the Stock Explorer, and Rambling with the Brooms onto the wheel, but Rambling with the Brooms also dropped a super chat, so we're going to look at their channel in another few minutes. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. Kay has 5 kids. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Yes, you'll likely meet a lot of friends here. Everybody's here to support each other. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then Scratch and PPA, like I said, has been with us for the last 5.5 years. You know, we've been here a little bit longer than that now. We'll be coming up on 6 years in the next few months. So it's quite a bit of time to have been around. I've been on YouTube a little bit longer, but I'm just grateful that we have this community, knowing that this kind of thing is not for everybody. Not everybody is going to feel the way we do about supporting other channels, and that's okay. We only need the fraction of 1% of everybody on YouTube that does, and then the idea is we give much more than we expect to receive from others. No one will get everything that we want out of YouTube eventually, and the channels that I talk about here will be a perfect example of that kind of thing. Now, Scratch and PPA, like I said, brought us his very first live stream from Italy a couple of years ago when he took that trip, and I was lucky enough to be in the chat at the time. I know a lot of people will be hoping for more, but more so we're excited that he's expanded the content on the channel. I mentioned his trip 2 years ago and the fact that he brought us some Italian lottery tickets and some vlogging style shorts videos. These are really cool because it gives us a look around all the different areas he visited. But he returned to Italy this summer and he brought us some more Italian lottery tickets. He dropped a teaser video a few weeks ago to let us know what was happening, but those have continued up until now. I watched the first half. I think I'm still behind watching the next half, but I'm going to go through those afterwards. And you see that there are different lottery tickets than we'd otherwise be able to see from this fellow Canadian who happens to be monetized, and I know I said it, but is a beloved and dedicated moderator on this channel. And then it's me, Alec. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I'm just going to get you onto the wheel right now. I'm going to clean up this wheel when we go on our first break, which is going to be in another moment here. Let me spin. And we'll see who's coming up next. Raymond Tacular Forever, good to see you in the house. And then Steve Rants. Moderators, we really don't have a lot. It looks like it in the chat right now because I think 5, 6, or 7 of our moderators are here right now. But we really only have, I think, 20 in total. And thank goodness the wheel's on my side here because it's spun for Just Chasing Keto. I actually have a couple channels to look at before we get to spinning the wheel. Jesse, I think, is on the wheel. But yeah, Jesse Journals is on the wheel. Thank you for asking. And then, forgive me, I'm missing all kinds in the chat here as well. And then, so Steve Rants, it'll be a while before you get onto the wheel today, I'm sure. But again, it has to do with who's most actively engaged in conversations with other people in the chat. And I'll show you something that I've got here in the background, where this is from Streamlabs, and it's called a loyalty system, but it keeps track of how active everybody's been. Basically, engagement in the chat. And if I refresh the page, you'll see that there's quite a few channels up on the list right now, and over the course of today's stream you'll likely be able to get in there if you have the time to stay. I know 3 hours is a long time, not everybody can stay that long, and I do appreciate every moment everybody can be here, but yeah, like I said, it takes a while. We just have to do things in the fairest way possible. And then I think Matthew's Bushcraft is in the house, so forgive me for missing you there, my friend, but it's good to have you here. There he is. And then Scratch and Pete PA, we just looked at. We're going to have a look at a couple of channels in a moment. Elevate Me to You, as well as Just Chasing Keto and Rambling with the Brooms all dropped super chats earlier. We'll look at those channels as soon as we get back from our first break, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. Jaja Brownie, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then, yeah, it's getting close to 6 p.m. for me too. I'm in Niagara Falls, Canada, and we got a few Canadians in the house actually. And then let's get moving. So what we'll do, Elevate Me to You is coming up next. Scratch and PPA, like I said, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. We want to push him towards the 2,600 subscribers we know he's thinking about. Essential Irish Queen is coming in. And yeah, we're lucky to have moderators who care very much about what we're doing. So each of them is here as often as they can be for as long as they can be. But when they're here, they're obviously looking after the chat and everything else. But we put a few controls in place so that hopefully it's not too annoying where they don't have to drop links the whole time and miss, you know, be knocking out too many messages and stuff like that. But it really helps with the 20-minute time limit and things like that. But I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators. Every one of them is a dear friend of mine, and they're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels, and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity, and for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Superchat. So let's go for that break that I keep talking about, and we will go for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from an interview series that we have on the channel. And these are informative videos where they turn into friendly conversations. I spoke to these creators and really asked them for their opinion without adding too much of my own, because we hear from me every day. But I'd love for you to be able to hear what each of these creators has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, you know, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it. So it'll be another like 8 years. So I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit. And people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you are going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it. But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. If you see what I mean, you know, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, you know, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage, and that you're making that video for your best friend. Right.
That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
I gotta mention this. We have I keep a Instagram group in the background of the moderators from Superchat. And I was just asked if I'm exhausted because I seem like it. And it's kind of funny, and I understand. I can hear myself the way I'm like sighing and things like that. I'm actually well rested. And that comes from a very hectic month. You know, we never know what's going on behind the scenes with all of our friends. And we often say family. You know, nobody's any more busy than anybody else. We all have the same amount of time, but we know that things go up and down for everyone, and myself included. And even though a lot of people are not going to talk about the things that are either driving them crazy or, you know, taking the wind out of their away from their back or out of their wings and things like that, basically all that's happening, you know, I was really tired before before the end of the Christmas holidays there and everything else. And unfortunately, it flew by. Like Tim Mitchell said, yes, I tell my son and the kids all the time that as we get older, it seems like time seems to move even faster. Christmas went by for me this year in a flash. What I have taken away from that is the idea that we need to shuffle dance. We'll have more viewers than we've ever had before if I do that. The Christmas went by really, really quickly, but what you hear in me today is not being tired, it's being rested. Right after Christmas, I have really slowed down. I've been on YouTube as much as possible, but literally just sitting, not stressed out. I've got a couple days off work and stuff like that. So I've been really collecting my thoughts and everything else. I was looking forward to that since the beginning of December. And it's too bad when we wish time to hurry up because then we're sad that it's gone. But what I reflect on then is the idea that when next year rolls around, I'm going to have to be a little bit more prepared and less hectic. Some of our friends in the chat, especially my American friends, will understand that I made a big mistake this year, being late with a few things. And even though something came up that I wasn't expecting, my being late by a week or two has now turned into 3 or 4 weeks of lateness and disappointment and having a whole plan fall apart and everything else. But like I said, I just happen to be well rested. But thank you for mentioning it. I just wanted to, I thought it was funny. So I thought I'd mention it because I know I told everybody I was exhausted right before the holidays, and that has passed. But I did get some family time. I was happy to have it. I promise you I made the most of every second. But you never know what life's going to throw at you, right? So all we can do is just plan the next time around, even though it's not promised, to try to make the most again and make it last a little bit longer. Palazzo Place, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then, yeah, desert living, you know what I've been struggling with this year? And it came up in my ChatGPT end of the year recap thing, was the fact that I've been trying to get better at managing time. So I've been on iPhone since almost the beginning, since iPhone 4, let's say. And I still don't use the reminders in the calendar as well as I should. And they can be helpful. You'd be surprised, because somebody like myself who seems hopefully so tech savvy, I don't use 99% of the features that are out there for iPhone and stuff like that. But I know that it's possible. So like everything else that we think about, we strive to improve, strive to be a little bit better. And there you go. Off topic squirrel, first Saturday of the month at 6 p.m. Pacific. So we'll keep that in mind. And then we know that Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official is on Sunday. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll probably be driving right at the time that you're on tomorrow, but I'll be able to listen while I'm there if that's the case. And then I did say we were going to take a break, so we're going to do that and come right back. Facing Reality, good to see you in the house. That's another friend that's been with us for many years. Mariana Latrinia is here. I'm just going to make sure I get them on the wheel. Now, I am going to clean up the wheel, and what I mean by that is that occasionally during the stream, during those breaks, I remove a lot of names from the wheel. And that's just for anybody we haven't seen in like 20 minutes or half an hour or so. But members and moderators will always be added right back on if they're active in the chat. And then if you don't see your name and you know you're supposed to be there, then just give us a nudge, and either myself or the moderators will make sure we get that caught up. And let's think about taking that break, and then we'll come right back with Me Too Times Elevate Me to You. All right, we're just about back, and we know Low Carb Spin is coming up in another moment. Just Jason Keto dropped a super chat so that we would look at that channel. Rambling with the Brooms, we're going to look at as well. And right now, Me Too Times Elevate Me To You, they dropped a super chat again. This is a channel that's going to help us with our YouTube journey and other social media as well, where we have a look at their About section. They're going to let us know that they bring a little bit of video gameplay as well. So I see they've got a brand new video. And this one is quite short. So when we're connecting with creators, we want to be watching videos that are 3 minutes or longer. And then watching those videos all the way through. And then leaving a meaningful, genuine comment. I recommend 3 or 4 sentences so that it really stands out, and then giving the thumbs up and subscribing and putting the notification bell on, as we always do. But I'm going to take this 1-minute video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list right now. That's that playlist I keep talking about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. Now, this creator's got shorts on the channel as well. And we see that some of these have really moved. 5,700 on a couple of them and 13,000 on one. And then live streams on the channel as well. And it seems they've got panels full of friends here. I don't think I've caught you for a live stream yet, but I'm hoping that I do. Oh, I've caught you for live streams, but I think it's a while ago. Am I right about that? They're streaming all the time here. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought I caught you for a live stream. And then 987 subscribers. They're getting really, really close to that first 1,000. So we know that that's an exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. So we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. Strength, patience, love. Good to see you in the house from The Source. The Source has been sending friends over here for months. I really do appreciate that. It's me, Alec. Thank you for the gifted membership. I really do appreciate that. It's me, Alec has 3 memberships on this channel right now. You don't have to do that, my friend Alec. Even if you want to keep. I don't want to solicit. I don't want to encourage anybody to even have them or keep them. But if you want to cut those off, I'd rather you do that and support other people, and then I'll always have you on the wheel as a member as long as you got one. The Gen X Effects, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Out with Key is also here. We're going to look at Low Carb Spin right now. Like I said, Just Jason Keto dropped a super chat so that we would look at this channel. And then welcome Raiders. Actually, I got to do something very urgent. Just in case anybody's watching that can't get into the chat, I'm going to open it up in a quick second here. I've just got to change the time limit on the live stream. So this is a really clunky, fast way to get that done. We'll just make it subscribers only, but we'll take the 20-minute time limit off, and that should let anybody in that is waiting. But thank you for your patience. I promise you that helps with spamming and trolling and things like that, but I got to turn it off when people raid in like that. And thank you, The Source, for the raid, by the way. We'll look at their channel in another few minutes after rambling with the Brooms, but Low Carb Spin is up here because Just Jason Keto dropped a super chat for them, which means they must be a great supporter. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So thank you again, Just Jason Keto, for giving us a chance to look at this channel. They're brand new, and I handle brand new channels a little bit differently, so I'll talk about that in a quick second. Susan High Country Australia is here. Face the Ace is in the house. And then Desert Livin' is posting their calendar on their post page, so we can have a look at that. Sally D's Reality is here. Let me know if I'm not pronouncing that right, if it's meant to be Sally DS Reality, but I'll assume it's Sally D's Reality unless you correct me. I always want to promote everybody's channel the way they want it promoted. Whistle Stop Homestead, thanks for coming in from The Source. And again, the source, thank you for the raid. I really do appreciate that. They've done that before. Exploradora 80, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Were you featured on the video today, I think, on the source? They do a 5 questions. Doran does a 5 questions interview series. And I think Exploradora 80 was featured today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so there it is. Yes, the source says that they were great on the interview, which is great. And then Cinemax Select, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Oh, Chocolate Drop 84. In the early days of Tuber Chat, 5.5 years ago, we could do our live streams in an hour to like an hour and a half, because only 30 or 40 channels would come in. Now, an average of anywhere from approximately 80 to over 100 come through in every stream. It goes up and down, but you know what I mean. The way that I do the wheel, the way that we do the memberships and super chats and stuff like that without soliciting is the fairest way I've been able to come up with it. And then, you know, I play a lot of these things that are pre-recorded clips throughout the stream. What I was finding is my voice can't last beyond 2.5 hours. I don't know why that is. I do everything I can to look after it, but I just can't, because of the way I talk, I guess, too much, right? Then I can't get it to last any longer. The pre-recorded clips help us extend the stream to 3 hours, but that's the cutoff. Because if I don't take care of it, what happens is I'll lose my voice, and there have been times where I've lost it for weeks. And we definitely don't want that because it ruins everything. Relic Rat, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And for anybody that's brand new, I know we got a lot of friends that are brand new right now. You will see over the next couple of hours that I never stop talking. And then all about the alternative. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Forgive me, I'm tripping over the handles a little bit still. And then there is a channel trying to get into the chat, Sally D's Reality. So thank you for letting us know. Sometimes what can happen is channels, they're not banned, they're not blocked or anything, but they got to be put into the approved user section, which is not always recommended. We have to learn about that. I understand it. I know not everybody does, but it can help, right? Otherwise, I know a lot of people make people moderators and things like that. We don't do that here. But if anybody's still having trouble, I've got it set on subscriber only mode. So you'll have to subscribe to come into the chat. But if you're watching or listening and can't get in and you know you're not blocked because you haven't done anything, then please just let us know or reach out to a friend or a moderator. They'll let me know, and I'll try to get your channel put into that approved users list in the background. Often what we know helps, even though it shouldn't, is if you reset your browser or device or even just the app. That might be enough to come back in and then refresh, if that makes any sense. But it's a glitch that's happened with YouTube from the very beginning. Low Carb Spin is up on the screen right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Mark the Shark, good to see you in the house. Much love and aloha indeed. It's Mark the Shark's beautiful hat that he sent over. I'm probably going to start wearing that a lot more. Over the last 5 years, for those of you keeping score, my hairline is crawling its way back pretty quickly now. And then the source 479, Debreel 333. If they're not able to come into the chat, then I will put them in for sure. What we're looking at right now is Low Carb Spin. Now, they're a brand new channel here. Obviously very supportive to Just Jason Keto. And this comes down to, you know, any friend of theirs is a friend of ours. He's a beloved and dedicated moderator here. Somebody I've actually met up with a few times in real life, if we want to put it that way. Always a fun time with Jason, and we'll likely do some more of that. But one of the things that I do here is I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. So what I'm going to do with this channel right now is take one of their latest videos. We'll go over to the videos page, and I'll take the latest video that they've got, and I'll put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch their video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully they have our notification bell on as well so they don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And thank you, Just Jason Keto, for the super chat, by the way, so that we could look at that new friends channel. And then Mac Movement is in the house. And then Vintage Style by Joe, I did get you on the wheel, by the way. I know you picked up a gifted membership earlier today. I was lucky enough to see that. I think it was from Michael's Adventures. I think I caught that. And there you go. Yeah, Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More. It's called being shadow banned. You're not actually banned or blocked on the channel. It's just sometimes people can't get in. But I did put the channel you suggested, the source, Doran, into the approved users list. So they should be able to get in as long as they're subscribed. Mike's Adventure Sparks, good to see you in the house. I'm hoping that's Mike that they were talking about that wasn't able to get in for a second. And if anybody did have trouble coming in today but then got in afterwards, we'd love it if you'd let us know what you did to get in. I always recommend resetting devices and things like that. It seems to work. But we haven't seen Deb yet, but I did put them in the approved users in the background. So, Just Jason Keto is bringing us healthy eating and healthy living, especially when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He actually did a few different videos over the holidays in a series, actually, in lieu of something like Vlogmas, let's just say. But typically what he does is recipes on his channel along with product reviews. His recipes are simple and easy to follow, only feature a few ingredients, and that combined with product reviews can help us understand how those ingredients are going to affect us, especially if we're thinking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He does typical product reviews as well, or more traditional ones, with things like this vacuum sealer, his barbecue that he revisits regularly, Dash Mini chaffle makers, and then he will mix up the smallest bit of random content here. He actually set up another channel to take over this kind of thing now, but he has brought us informative content from other places like Keto Palooza, or brought us some footage from either trips or vacations if he happens to be in another city. And then Just Jason Keto has got shorts on his channel, and these give us a bit of a hint here. Healthy looking and grilling shorts seem to do really well for him, getting into 62 and 6,300 views, and then 22,000 on one. And I promise you, I've seen this one. It's a traditional short. It was put up a long time ago, so it's only about 15 seconds long, but I promise you it's worth the watch. It's entertaining. And then live streams on the channel as well. Now, Just Jason Keto is typically live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. I'm not sure if he's going to go live this week. I think Thursday night is New Year's Eve, isn't it? Unless I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe New Year's Eve is Wednesday. And then Just Jason Keto typically is live on Thursdays, though, at 7:30 Eastern. Sometimes it's Jason himself, giving us a chance to get to know him and talking keto and YouTube. And then otherwise, he likes to mix things up. Sometimes he has guests on the channel. There's Kendra again right there. He's had other guests on live streams like Rockin' Coach Amy. And then he will bring us like a homestead hangout where he's got some supportive friends with YouTube channels. He's done that a couple of times. Or he might do a cook-along live stream, something a little bit different. He's always thinking about new ideas for the audience. And then when we look at his new channel, it's called It's Just Jason. And this is where he's set up a channel for the purpose of putting any other content he's thinking about that doesn't fit on the original channel. He's got a bit of outdoor footage here so far and a few shorts to get the channel started from some trips that he's taken. So hopefully everybody will connect with It's Just Jason and Just Jason Keto. And he's a beloved and dedicated moderator here and obviously a fellow Canadian, as is Rambling with the Brooms. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then, Timmy, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. PK Adventure Travels is still here. A Simple Family Lifestyles in the house. Create and Relate. I know you dropped a super chat. Thank you for that. We're going to put your channel up right after the source. They gave us a raid today. Yeah, forgive me, everybody. I'm tripping over the days because I will not be streaming on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So I will be on YouTube watching everybody else's content. But I'm not going to stream on those days. We'll be on the 30th and then again on January the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. I've already got the stream set up on our front page. Anybody can look at those anytime and see what's coming up. Lester Crochet is in the house. And Rambling with the Brooms, along with Just Jason Keto, dropped super chats earlier, so thank you for that. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen. As soon as those things happen, I'll get back to spinning the wheel pretty soon. Rambling with the Brooms is Scott, and he's another fellow Canadian. We've met up once last year. We're hoping to meet up again, but we might have to delay that idea for a few more months. This creator is closer to our nation's capital of Ottawa, which puts him about 6 or 8 hours away from me. But Rambling with the Brooms essentially brings us homesteading style content, a mix of indoor and outdoor content. He's got a lot of friends in the homesteading community, and he's always been an advocate for helping others grow, especially when he finds channels under 100 subscribers. Rambling with the Brooms is also known to make the world famous Canadian maple syrup. I've caught him during a live stream while he's been in the Sugar Shack making that maple syrup. And then, like I said, he brings us a mix of indoor and outdoor content. He recently went on a cruise that he helped organize with Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa and a bunch of other YouTubers like Butler Family Farm and a few more. Shorts on this channel feature a mix, but he's got some Canadian winter weather there, getting into 3,000, 5,000, and almost 8,000 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. And Scott often has friends on stream with him. He's typically on Thursdays and Fridays for a couple of series he's been doing for as long as I can remember. And then once in a while he does a random live stream from the road. But if we look at travel escapes with the Brooms, we also see that Scott's got a second channel here meant for more travel-based content. So we'll be expecting to see more. He's got a few videos to start, about a dozen shorts here, getting into 1,100, 2,900 views, which is great to see. And then live streams have begun as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Travel Escapes with the Brooms and Rambling with the Brooms. Again, that's Scott. And then, thank you for the super chat, by the way. He's done that a million times before. And then the source is coming up right now because he raided in today. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Timmy finds that I'm sounding like R2-D2 today. Hopefully it's not, hopefully the stream's not buffering or anything like that. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat either. The source is up here right now. Many of our friends in the chat have been on the source's channel even today. They dropped in a raid, and I really do appreciate that. This was the video that I saw where they were talking to Exploradora80, who's another friend of ours as well. So I'm sorry I missed that, but thank you for the raid coming in. They've got another one set up for tomorrow, so we'll be looking forward to that. The support wheel live stream where they introduce you to more friends in a similar way to what we're doing here. Doran does a mix of content on this channel, though. Sometimes it's a chance to get to know the creator. Sometimes he's featuring other people in this interview series that he's had going on for as long as I can remember. Dozens of channels featured here. Lots of shout out for others, and then sometimes it's a chance to hang out with the creator behind the channel. Shorts over here have gotten into 1,200, 1,500, 1,800 views. He's lucky enough to be on a beach, and he brings that to us both in videos and live streams very often. And then videos include a lot of shout outs for other creators as well, but it could be a mix of random content or clips from live streams. So hopefully everybody will connect with the source if you haven't already. And they are working on 2,900 subscribers. Yes, and they're monetized, of course. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. That was the 50th guest today. Interesting. I hope everybody's always celebrating every milestone, because what it does is gives your audience and your family, we like to call it, a chance to celebrate with you and for you. You know, because in order to let your community feel like they're a true part of your channel, which we have to agree they are, you want to give them an opportunity, almost like a creative outlet, to celebrate their own wins. You know, a lot of people do a lot of things for us. There's a lot of ways to support a channel for free. We all know this, but those thumbs up matter. Every second everybody watches matters. I know we got friends even here who run Tuber Chat in the background if they can't be in the streams. I appreciate that as well. We've got lots of friends that pop in just to say hello, and we get shares on all the social networks as well as the community post all the time, probably for every stream, and I appreciate all of those things. These are all the things we can do for each other, and we talk about it all the time, but the more we do for other people, the more we're going to have done for us. And the stories I tell here are a perfect example of how that kind of thing works. Mike's Adventure Sparks, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll look at your channel next, and then we will get back to spinning the wheel soon enough. And then thank you, Timmy. I always appreciate that. There's Butler Family Farm. Jerry's ears must have been ringing. That's Jerry and Susan together. And then, I know I say it a million times. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. And All About the Alternative has got camera and microphone at the right place on the desk. I never did behind the scenes videos for Tuber Chat like I should have. One day I just took the camera and picked it up and like went around when I had that office last year. But we're on like Tuber Chat 4.0 I think now for the different setups that I've used. I'm not even using a real green screen. This is a plugin that comes with Streamlabs desktop, so you don't actually have to have a green screen. It just looks like it. But does it well enough. And then thank you, Scratch and PPA. I missed those. It's Me Alec gifted a couple of memberships there. Thank you for that. It's Me Alec is an enthusiastic creator who's been a longtime dear friend, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support. So we're gonna get at least a couple of It's Me Alec's channels up. I don't know how many he has, like probably 10, something like that. But It's Me Alec is here with us frequently as well. And then thank you, Scratch and PPA, for catching that. I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody, maybe more. And thank goodness for our moderators catching a lot of what I otherwise would miss. Create and Relate dropped a super chat as well, so we'll talk about them right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream. pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. The official anniversary for Tuber Chat live streams is April 30th. I promised everybody in the year we started that I would be streaming by the end of April, and I wasn't quite ready, so I did one stream called Episode 0 on April 30th, just so that we could say that I'd made good on my promise, right? And then we started right after that with Episode 1. But, yeah, so 6 years is coming up. Sam's Logs, Trains, and More has officially been a member for 5 years. He's actually our longest standing continuous member. He's right up there with Corinne Pierce and Be Amazing Sylvia and Kristen Welton, of course. And then Cinema Max Select. Thank you for asking about the wheel. Basically what happens is over the course of the stream, I add names to the wheel from the chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. And I have a system here in the background that comes from Streamlabs desktop. You don't have to have desktop for this. You could just use the Streamlabs chatbot. But basically it has a loyalty system built in. And I copy the stats out of this every single stream, either at the end of the stream or the beginning of the next stream. I copy them all out and it restarts. And this helps me keep track of how active everybody's been. So you see all the usual suspects are here. Tim Mitchell, Canadian Family Life, Mr. Shelton TV. And then as I continue on, what will happen is I'll see when I need names for the wheel who needs to be added, right? And a tiny bit I do manually, but most often it's looked at from that statistics list, if we want to call it that, if that makes any sense. If anybody needs me to elaborate, I'm happy to do that. But that's the elevator pitch on the wheel. And then we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. But members and moderators are always added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. So it takes a long time to get onto the wheel or the screen in pretty much every live stream, but we always get to at least a couple of channels from the chat list because I insist that this is always open to everyone, no matter how busy we get. And you don't have to super chat. You don't have to be a member to get your channel on the wheel or the screen. I know we've got quite a few new friends here today, so thank you one more time, The Source Dorn, for the raid. I really do appreciate that. He's been a dear friend and an overly generous creator ever since finding us many months ago. But yeah, if anybody needs me to elaborate, then just please ask. Otherwise, we'll continue on now. But yeah, the chat's overwhelming right now because we did have that raid that put the icing on the cake today. And then all about the alternative, it really comes down to conversations. But the truth of the matter is, what I'm doing here, the things that I say, the channels that I put on the screen, even though it feels like that's what this is about, it's actually the least important part. The whole reason I called the channel Tuber Chat is because the action and the magic of this channel happens in the chat. You really don't need me for this, and we really don't need to put the channels on the screen. It's not like I put a channel on the screen and then 20 people go and subscribe to it. That never works here because we're so focused on the quality of the connections. This is just the best idea I have for what to do while we're here for 3 hours. And I know people like their channels on the screen, and I know people like to hear the stories that I tell about the creators behind these channels and things like that as well. Butler Family Farm's going to try to snipe the stream boss from Create and Relate. I think they got it too. And Create and Relate dropped a super chat earlier. So we're looking at them right now. We'll look at Butler Family Farm after It's Me, Alec. And hopefully all of this makes sense, but it's absolutely true. The magic happens in the connections that you make with other creators because they're the ones who are going to be there supporting you literally months and years into the future with almost everything you're going to come out with. If you think about how you favor your friends, that's the object here, is to make new friends, true friends. That's why we push swapping playlists as well. It really doesn't have to do with the watch hours, even though you can benefit greatly by swapping playlists with other creators. And thank you, all about the alternative. Thank you. And I see you saying you were kidding. I don't often enough go through this speech about how the wheel works and how all of that, everything here works. But it's great for anybody brand new to hear, and great for anybody to be reminded, right? The secret is really the friendships that are made so that everybody can catch each other's content, right? And then and thank you, Covaction. Yeah, I saw that on the way in. I saw you say help and then correct that with hello, but thank you for that. That's Chuck and Lori. Oh, that's really cool. Blester Crochet is using the AI systems like ChatGPT to think about merch for the channel. Carnivore Jerry's still here. I'm going to get them on the wheel. They're on the wheel already, pardon me, but Lester Crochet I'm going to put on there, and we'll get talking about content here. Create and Relate actually creates a lot of different crafty types of things. Looks like they've got a bit of a different series here for the Christmas holidays, so I'm just going to grab the latest one, put that into that catch-up playlist that we joke about. It's a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. She says craft, color, connect, and as a matter of fact, this creator's got a lot of different things that can relate to our YouTube journeys. They do a lot of product reviews, like they've got cameras on the channel. They've talked about thumb drives or hard drives. They've got lighting in different styles, and they've got a Cricut machine, which can be used for making merchandise. We see the creative things that they do with that as well. They've got shorts over here at 1,400, 1,600 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. And up until many months ago, they were doing live streams with a lot of diamond painting. And then they did a special one for Halloween. So we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the hopes of catching each other as often as possible. If Create and Relate is going to continue with those live streams, we'll catch them. But we set notifications for everything we see regardless. And that's just to give ourselves an even better chance of catching each other. Hot Day Emmeline's Crafting. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I feel like I missed another channel. TJ's Destinations, not sure if I said hello, but I see you in the chat. And then Create and Relate, thank you for another super chat. They've done that countless times before. We're going to look at Mike's Adventure Sparks for the same reason in another moment. Now, actually, what I'm going to do... when we look at brand new channels, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but I'm going to take your 11-minute video here and I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list and I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have the notification bell on for our channel as well now, so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here every 3 days or so, but we mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to look at It's Me, Alec, when we come back from a break, but we're going to go for 3.5 minutes again. We'll give our voice a rest, grab a drink, and do the things we need to do. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from our interview series again. There's 5 of these episodes up right now, a 6th one on the way. And what these creators are doing is sharing their insight. They're friends of ours. They've been with us for years. They're going through all the same things we are, except they've all long passed their 10,000 subscribers. So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views. And people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you want to master at this one?
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title, or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on, but the thing about it is that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, you know, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna spiral, it's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube, could be a tag changed, it could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part, because like, if you turn around, let's say, a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say, a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly. What sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, oh, I can just look at a plane or, oh, what's going to happen here?
Right.
I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags.
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like, from our experience anyway, it has. Like, we went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail, and that did make a big difference. Like, there, what thumbnail we doing on? We done it on one of the military videos, and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video. Okay. We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like, a month later, we're like, wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up. And I know people probably don't know it's really good, but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, wow, this is like not great. But we changed it to that one, and we love that one, and probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice. And Whistle Stop, thank you. Yeah, I'm always good. But thank you for mentioning that. I know Driving Daily dropped a super chat. They were live. They've been hustling like nobody I've seen in a long time. They are out door dashing every day, sharing information with other people. And I always have a good time. I caught them for a little while earlier today while they were live. And then I know we got another couple of members. Desert Living, thanks for joining. Cinemax Select, Cinemax Select, who's brand new today. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. We're still going to go for 3.5 minutes and come back. The creators that we just heard from, Danielle and James from Unstable TV, used to live in Ireland, but just over a year ago, almost a year and a half now, I think, they moved to Australia. And during the interview that I had with them, where we talked about their channel and their success, they actually had 2 channels, and we talked about the differences in culture and filming, what it's like in Ireland compared to Australia and things like that. And they have interesting things to say. And then they've changed up a couple of times. So I hope everybody will go and watch the full episodes of all of those. Like I said, there's 5 interviews up right now. They go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. And then there's a 6th one coming. And Paralife TV, good to see you in the house. We'll be back in 3.5 minutes. hot mic moment going on there while I'm adjusting myself in my chair and every other thing. I never remember. So many times I don't remember to turn the mic off or put it back on and all that stuff. I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody, but hopefully it's all comedic, if nothing else. Shane, Paralife TV, another fellow Canadian from New Brunswick, actually met up with last year. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Living Large with L Crew, look at that. You picked up one of those gifted memberships. We've had quite a few of those today. And thank you, everyone, for those things. I always appreciate that kind of thing, even though we try not to solicit. Globy's Travel is here as well. And Mr. Shelton TV is approaching another milestone, which is great to know. I've actually got Mr. Shelton TV on the wheel too. I'm overdue for adding a name to the wheel, so maybe I should do that, and we'll talk about It's Me Alec. This creator's got a bunch of channels. You see most of them here on the front page, but It's Me Alec is an enthusiastic creator who's actually been a friend for years. I think I'm connected with them on Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram. I can't for the life of me remember. And then is Diamond Painting Yotun still here? I'm not sure if they're still here. Diamond Painting Yotun, just please let me know if you're still in the house. I know Matthew's Bushcraft is here. 9 channels, says Scratch and PPA. When I have a channel on the screen, I'm only ever going to look at 2. But I put Matthew's Bushcraft on the wheel there. And then I'll add another name in a little while. Or not too long. And 5 he's using right now. It's Me Alec does a few different things. There's a lot of random content here, but I wanted to show that to everybody. And I can't help but laugh because I know what it must be like to look after that much content. I'm going to take the latest video, though. I see you put up a brand new video. I'll put that into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep joking about that helps me keep up and get caught up with creators. So it's one thing to have a couple of channels that are consistent. It's another thing to have a handful of channels. And we've seen that from we've seen that from a few different creators. But mostly anybody who's been here for any amount of time, many times before, knows that I'm now only running 3 channels, and one of them I never do anything on. Even I'm behind on my own channel all the time. I'm thinking about firing up the music channel. I have an idea. Maybe what we'll do is we'll drop a traditional live stream like we usually have done over the last year or 2 on the Copyright Free Music channel right after episode 900 next week, and then we'll think about firing up a 24-hour virtual live stream in vertical format, and then we'll keep those other ones going occasionally. So we'll see. Our moderators more so than anybody else know what I'm talking about, but It's Me Alec brings random content. Lots of shout outs for other people, sometimes celebrities, things like that, and live streams on the channel as well, sometimes with StreamYard panels. They've got a couple set up ready to go, including tonight they're going to do one at 9 o'clock, and then they'll do one on New Year's Eve, so we'll look forward to that. And then if I look at It's Me Alec, this is another channel they've been using lately, and we raided into that the other day. So they've got a couple of videos here. They've got some shorts on this channel also, and then these are starting to move to 500,000 views, which is great to see. And then it looks like they're going to simulcast those live streams, so we'll be looking forward to that. But It's Me Alec has been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Hopefully everybody will connect with them. Twitch Andrea, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And what we'll do right now is have a look. And thank you, It's Me Alec, for the gifted memberships again. And then Butler Family Farm is coming up because they dropped a super chat. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. We'll get to spinning the wheel in another moment here. Driving Daily also came in and snuck in one of those super chats, so we will put them up on the screen. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was about to miss one from Oki's Eden as well. So we've got a couple channels to look at. I'll start spinning. Things always get faster in the last hour of the stream. We still got a long way to go. So we'll get to as many channels as possible, and I'll add another name onto the wheel from our chat list in the next probably 10 to 15 minutes. Butler Family Farm is Jerry and Susan. They bring us homesteading style content from their 116 acres of farmland. These creators bring us all that it takes to look after that farmland. They also bring us into their home. They bring recipes. They bring canning and preserving videos. They look after their livestock and show us all that's involved in that, including cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, koi, bees, and more. Jerry does remarkable work, woodwork in his wood shop, and hopefully everybody will see some of that on the channel as well. They will take trips when they can. They went on that cruise that I was talking about with Rambling with the Brooms earlier today, and they are always up for meeting up with other creators. They've brought us many meetups, sometimes just with a handful of creators, sometimes with up to 70 channels worth of creators and supporters, and they often live stream those. We'll see them in a second. Butler Family Farm took over the stream boss position. That's that video game life beater under my camera there. Every super chat membership and highlighted milestone message takes a little bit of life off of the stream boss. The last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. And then Butler Family Farms held that position many times before. Plenty of their shorts have gotten into 10,000 and 12,000 views now, 54,000 on one of them. And then the live streams that we talk about are on every Monday at 6:45 Eastern. I joined them a couple of weeks ago for one of these live streams. I've been on their channel before. Sometimes it's Jerry and Susan just giving us a chance to catch up with them and get to know them. There's their play button on the wall. Spoiler alert for everyone. And then sometimes they've got a panel full of guests joining them. You'll meet more friends when you're on their channel no matter what. They've got another lively, fast-paced live stream. They tend to do a lot of giveaways. And Jerry let us know last year he was using the promotion system in the YouTube studio. It's a way to use paid advertising to push your channel a little bit harder. So they went from under 10,000 to over 122,000 subscribers now. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. Jerry and Susan have been with us for probably 4 years, if not longer. And obviously over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. And that's true. Yes, I do have my sea legs, Palazzo Place. I got sick when I was on a cruise. I worked on a cruise ship for an entire summer, so I was there for 4 months. But one night it got me, and it was the worst, awful, flu-ish type, just beat you to death feeling ever. And then they tell you, just sleep it off. I had to work. I couldn't even stop working. But that's it. They say it only happens once, so I should be good forever now. And then, Cove Action had a video that just kind of flew. And forgive me, I'm not, while I mention Reddit all the time, I really only use it to share other people's videos. It's only by chance if I catch messages over there because I'm flying through it so fast. Reddit is something that is very easy and fast to share on. It's as fast as Twitter, let's just say, or X. And that's the reason why I use it, as well as we have a subreddit, by the way, where anybody can share their videos. I made the mistake in the early days for myself of YouTube, because I've been on for like 8 years, and I took like a hotel review from a hotel here in Ontario, Canada, and put it on Reddit, and boy, did I get slammed. All the trolling and nasty, awful things that come out of the woodwork on Reddit hit me all at once. And that's fine, because you just take the video down, it doesn't matter. And I don't mean unpublish it, I mean just remove it from where I shared it on Reddit. They were like, oh, you shouldn't be advertising, this is free publicity, you don't know what you're doing, get your video out of here, and all that. So I understood if we make our own subreddit that's for YouTube videos, anybody can put their video there and it's fine. The reason why Reddit is something that I like to share on as well is because there is search in Reddit and a recommendation engine very similar to what we expect on YouTube. So articles, whether it's an image, whether it's text, whether it's a video, whether it's a link to something else, will get recommended based on your preferences. So while people are sitting scrolling on Reddit, which they do just like Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, then it's very possible for your content to come across their feed, or God forbid they might be searching for it. Like right here, here's a bean recipe. If somebody was looking for chili or something like that, they might come across one of these recipes, or an onion casserole. Let's just say this video was shared on Reddit. I'll show you right now. Let's share it on Reddit. So I'll give the thumbs up first of all. I'm going to put this video into my catch-up playlist, and I'm going to click the share button. So I'm going to go to Reddit. I'm hoping I'm logged in on Superchat already. I think I am. And then all I have to do is select the community. I've already joined it, of course, but it's the subreddit Tuberchat. You just search for Tuberchat on all the social networks, and that's where I am, of course. And it does everything for you. You can add a piece of flair, they call it, just to let people know if this is a live stream or a video or something else. We've got a few different selections here. And that's just so people get the color in the chat. And then I just go post. And what happens is it comes up in this feed just like this, right? And you see many different things. There's lots of people sharing in here. We've got, 400 people now? Oh, for the life of me, I don't know how many people are part of the community now. They keep changing things like all the networks do. But this is where anybody can share. Now, I'm going to try something, and hopefully it doesn't come up with horrifying things, because Reddit is known for some pretty terrible stuff. See this? NSW content and all that. But when you dig through the front page, a lot of times you see articles for all kinds of stuff. Anybody can ask questions, freestyle music, relatives, inheritance, YouTube, rockets, video games. Like, there's everything here. So it's very possible if somebody was looking for an onion casserole, or if somebody had ever looked for an onion casserole, it's very possible that Oki's Eden video is going to come by their recommendation into somebody's feed, or they're just going to find it in the search results. That's how we get the tiniest bit of traffic from Reddit. It's not like I share your video on Reddit and 10 people come into the chat. That's not how that works. But you might get 1 or 2 people. And I've heard, especially from video game channels, that they do get some traffic from Reddit. And for the life of me, I can't remember who today... Oh, I wish I could remember which channel it was, mentioned that they actually signed up for Reddit because they know I'm sharing over there all the time. So let's grab another video from this creator. I always try to keep the latest one. I'll put that in that catch-up list. Oki's Eden obviously bringing us some more homesteading content. A lot of recipes on this channel. That seems to be the predominant theme here. And then 3,700, 4,300, 6,100 views on some of the shorts, and then live streams on the channel as well. And hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I don't know why I'm not catching you. It's been 4 weeks already. This is something that drives us all bananas. But I've got this, I've got the notification bell on for the channel, of course, as well as we set notifications for live streams and premieres when we see them. So why it is that we can get some creators recommended to us and not others is always a question, but that's been driving us bonkers for years, literally. But thank you, Oki's Eden, for another super chat. They've done that many times before. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. And Driving Daily did the same thing. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yes, all about the alternative. It's interesting that you say that, and I absolutely agree. So the trouble is we can run into the blind leading the blind, right? I try to say often enough, I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel. What I want to do is bring my experience to the conversation here. We can all learn from each other, and I promise you, I make as many mistakes as anybody. Some of my best videos have more mistakes than most other people's videos, let's just say. Here in the chat, I've been corrected many times over the last 5 years, but I, like everybody else, want to improve, want to get a little bit better over time. And, we can all be wrong. YouTube's changing things all the time. So we have to consider where our information is coming with. The idea is hopefully we discuss things here. Everybody can add it to what they already know and what they're going to continue to learn to make the best decisions for their own channels. When I talk about posting on Saturdays, that may not be the thing for everybody. When I talk about taking intros out of your videos, that may not be the thing for everybody. There's 50 million different channels, or many more now on YouTube. That's 50 million different reasons for people to start and 50 million different outcomes for just about everything. So while there are some universal truths, like we should be using every tool that YouTube gives us when we're filling out our description, our title, our tags, maybe throwing a few hashtags in there if you want to for a while longer, click in every box that's appropriate. Those things can help, and we all should be doing as much as possible. But there's a lot of other advice we can give each other that may not work for everybody. So again, you just want to consider where is information coming from when we're taking it, and that includes me. When you hear me talk about things, what I wish for everybody to do is literally do your own research or talk to your friends and then decide for yourself what's the best thing for your channel. Because I would love to know, if I talk about the idea of posting on Saturdays and you say no, posting on Tuesdays or Thursdays or Monday afternoons or whatever it's going to be is better, I would love to hear that, because we can start to drill down into the analytics or the things we know about each other to figure out why some creators are having more success with some things. Shorts change the game for everybody, right? Shorts can drive a lot of subscribers, but a lot of people have mixed feelings about them. Vertical live streams can drive a lot of subscribers, but people have mixed feelings about those. I've made my share of mistakes, and I have my share of regrets on YouTube as well. Things that can't be taken back. What I mean is chasing content that I almost wish I hadn't chased before. And there's long stories behind all of that. The Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And that makes sense. Yeah, Matthew's Bushcraft. That's a good way to put that. See, if Mr. Beast, I don't know if they're still always the #1 YouTuber. I think so, but I'm not sure about that. You guys will even know that better than me. But for Mr. Beast to mention the idea of like how to get your first 100 subscribers, I think it's a little bit of a different world, but I just think that. So it's worth taking in as much information as we can, but we all don't have an unlimited amount of time either. Think Media is my favorite channel for this stuff. I also very much like Nick Nimmin, as well as, like I said, there's about a list of 10. I like Daryl Eves, I like Tim Schmoyer, I like Sonny Lenarduzzi, Vanessa Lau, Roberto Blake, Nick Nimmin's brother D. There's about 10 channels that I will watch and have watched. They inspired me to even start YouTube 8 years ago. Some of them anyway, but you know what I mean. But we just want to think about that kind of stuff. And then all about the alternative. Here's the other thing that I often say. And, it goes really without saying, but just for the sake of saying it anyway. What I've heard described by somebody that I follow named Seth Godin, not about YouTube, but about business in general. When you're coming up with your channel name, your channel content, your title, and everything else, it's nobody's business. We don't listen to our mother. We don't listen to our friends. We don't listen to the people on Reddit. We don't listen to the trolls. We just name our channel, put an avatar on it, and it comes to have meaning over time. The same reason that we don't name, let other people name our children, let's just say. You have your child, you give it a name, and the child's name comes to mean something over their lifetime. But we don't take a poll over it, right? And I know that's not exactly what we're saying, but it's just an idea. So What I wish for everybody truly is to get what they want out of YouTube, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be money, but monetization is on most of our minds. It doesn't have to be play buttons, but a lot of us think about that kind of thing. But I really want you to get what you want out of this, and there's a million different reasons why people do it. All we're here for is to help everybody move a little bit faster, if they agree with the things that we do and understand that giving to others before ourselves is what really makes it happen. You put more of yourself out there for other people, knowing you will get back enough. That's basically the idea. And then, yeah, Mr. Beast, like I've seen less videos from Mr. Beast than most people. And that makes sense. Just Jason Keto says they might have struggled in the beginning. I'm unsure because I didn't follow them. So, I don't want to say too much about that. But there's other big YouTubers like Casey Neistat apparently changed the game for everybody. Some of these people change things for everyone forever. I believe that in the tiniest way here, we are changing a lot of people's lives for the better. And I'll try to get out of the speech quickly. I mentioned this the other day, but this is the truth. What we are doing, as well as helping people with their YouTube channels and making friendships, we are taking people who do not make money online and turning them into people who make money online. The hardest move is going from 0 to 1 penny. But once somebody has learned to make their first penny, their first dollar, their first 100, or whatever it is on YouTube, you can never take that away from them, right? And then the other thing we're doing is taking people who already make money online, no matter how much it is, and helping them make more money online, right? That's the idea. So these are the side effects of what we're doing in this community. So it's just an idea. But again, support really helps. Thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie. And thank you. We did have you on the screen earlier today because I know you dropped a super chat earlier for Crafty Witch 232, so I appreciate that, and I know she does also. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Forgive me, I must have missed a lot in the chat. I'm glad to hear Memories and Must-Haves mentioned. They're enjoying the journey, because that's a big part of all of this as well. Not just YouTube, but with everything else. I mean, I know it would be nice if we all had 1 million subscribers and we're making 10 grand a month off YouTube tomorrow. But that's impossible, literally. So the idea is that I hope we enjoy the journey along the way. Think about your favorite sports team. You could have them win the World Series or the Stanley Cup or whatever it's going to be next year, but wouldn't it be a more fun ride to see them make the playoffs in the first year, get the second round in the second year, the third round in the third year? What an exciting ride that would be all the way to the championships. We can't predict that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It might be a ridiculous analogy now that I mention it and hear myself saying it out loud, but you know what I mean. So, we take what we want from this stuff. And then 100 per month. And Greenland Quilter Katie, this is the kind of thing that we, and especially I believe I can help with. Strong Minds Jewelry Lovers, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. So here's the thing. I'll try not to get into too much speech because we really don't have time for me to ramble today. But when we think about making money, YouTube has its threshold, right? You got to make your 100 a month to get paid every month. If your goal is money, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you right now, I'm not on YouTube because of the money, but if there was no money, I wouldn't be here. That's the truth, because I've been in social media my whole adult life, right? From the beginning. But when we think about the goals that you have on YouTube, some people start YouTube because they want to document their life. Some people start YouTube because they want to make memories that their family can see. People have distant relatives and things. There's a great way for, grandparents to see grandchildren and stuff like that, right? Some people do it to teach. Some people need a creative outlet. Some people make friends and they just like hanging out with their friends online, and that's fine too. If your goal is views, we can help with that. If your goal is subscribers, we can help with that. If your goal is a play button, we can help with that. And if your goal is money, we can help with that as well. but they're all different things. One of them has nothing to do with the other. I promise you, I've run several channels over the last 8 years. It's very possible to have a channel with 5,000 subscribers making more money than a channel with 70,000 subscribers. And that's absolutely the truth. If you want to know how to make $100 a month on YouTube, I can help you with that. If you want to know how to make $10,000 a month on YouTube, I can help you with that. And I'm not talking about Superchat. I'm not even talking about my own channel. But I have run a channel where in its best 12-month period, it made 10,000 Canadian dollars per month on average. So these are just ideas, but we can help everybody get there. There's a lot to this, more than what we're doing right here, but the community is what drives it all, let's just say, right? The Toronto Maple Leafs are something else. It's the memes that are the best. So the other thing too, what everybody's going to find, right? Spoiler alert for everybody. The advertising money that comes from AdSense, the fact that they play advertisements through your videos and you make a tiny sliver of income, will end up being the smallest part of your income for 99% of the people here right now and anybody who's ever going to come through the Superchat family. Things like the affiliate programs from Amazon and other places are going to be a more significant source of income. There's ways to get sponsorships. You can either get paid for videos or you can get products, which you can also box back up and sell and things like that. You can use YouTube to drive other business. If you are somebody who creates things, let's imagine our crochet and our quilting friends. There's no reason why somebody can't do a quilting channel and then sell quilts that they make, therefore driving a lot of revenue that way. We've got friends that do gig work and trade favors with each other. Driving Daily does gig work in another way, but now they're double dipping because what they're doing is Driving Daily right this second is out doing DoorDash and live streaming at the same time. So whatever they end up earning on YouTube is icing on the cake, if we want to put it that way. There's a lot of ways to make money. There's a lot of ways to drive income, and there's a lot of ways to expand on this later. So I hope we get into all of this stuff eventually. And then Silver Assassin, Metal Detecting, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully, again, I'm not missing anybody. I know my speech went on a little bit long. I wasn't planning on doing that today. Oh, and then all about the alternative. Yeah, that's unfortunate to hear. I've had great success with sponsors, but I can understand where you're coming from. And then Driving Daily, like I said, he's actually out right now driving, and he popped in here for a quick second just to drop a super chat. I appreciated that. I was on his live stream earlier today. I catch him occasionally, as you can see, but he's out hustling every day. And it's great to see. And he also mentioned today, I asked him if he's an Amazon affiliate, which he is, Amazon associate. So that can be an idea. Here's a video, like $1 thrift find, right? You can do something like this, a video. You don't have to even buy the stuff on Amazon. You don't have to get sponsored to do product reviews. You can just review whatever's in your house. I can take this can of, the air that you blow your computer dust off and everything, and I can just do a 3-minute video reviewing this if I want, and then just put a link to it. It doesn't even have to be the same one, and that's a way to drive income. But these are examples, right? So Driving Daily would probably be doing more of those soon. Sometimes he brings travel and stories as well on his channel, and then shorts over here as well. He's gotten into 18,000, 36,000. I think he's got a small collection of cars. Actually, I say small, but it's he's got quite a few cars. I think he works on them himself, and he's got another channel as well, Real Thoughts Project. He's thinking about starting a third channel, so we'll see about that because he mentioned it when I was in there today. But this is where he can talk about different things than his Driving Daily channel. So another chance to hang out with this creator. He's got some live streams getting started over here and 180 subscribers right now. But he dropped a super chat, so I want to make sure we looked at that channel. And then the Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph just gifted a membership. She's done that kind of thing a million times before. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And Driving Daily, thank you again for the super chat. I know he's done that many times also. And then, yeah, Carnivore Jerry, I hope that they are. I know I haven't done a lot of talking about this stuff, and thank you, Sam Swogs Trains and More, for mentioning that. Some of the product reviews that I've done in the past have really taken off, though. I was amazed to find that my channel is still continuing to do well today and get as many views as it does based on some of the older videos. Sometimes you do a video today that picks up next year. Cove Action was talking about that. They've got one from, I think they said 4 months ago. And then yeah, my personal channel right now is still going. There's a couple of reasons. I've got secret weapons. They're not secrets. I talk about them here, but using things like the other social media networks and specific apps or plugins for those. And then community posts are the magic. I promise you, community posts are the reason that my channel still gets comments when I haven't posted a video in a year. A year I haven't posted a video. I'm not kidding. Occasionally I've done live streams, but that's ridiculous when I'm here talking about this stuff to see that I haven't posted a video in a year. I promise you, but I've still got videos that are getting one of them's 2,000 a month, I think, on a product review. I think I have 2 of them. And then Oki's Eden, yeah, I picked up one of those gifted memberships. But that kind of stuff can happen. And then there you go, Evergreen. Mac Movement says evergreen content really helps. Just Jason Keto reviewed a barbecue, and he revisits that barbecue and does another video every year because he can keep picking up on it. My #1 video is for a tablet that I got. Kristen bought me a tablet 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. I can't remember how old it is now. Then I did a product review of an Amazon Fire HD tablet. That's my #1 performing video right now because I already did well with tablets. I knew 8 years ago, before I even started YouTube, that my best idea was going to be to do affordable product reviews. So if I upgrade my phone, I'm going to get the least expensive iPhone 17. I know that it's still expensive, but you understand what I mean, right? When I'm using a webcam, I do better with a low-priced webcam. My Xbox video did not too bad because it's the least expensive Xbox with the most features. So these are just ideas, but these are the kind of things we can learn about ourselves, about our success, about our communities, and how the content does for us so that we can plan for the future, if that makes any sense. Live off our own successes or repeat them, if that makes any sense at all. Forgive me because I know I'm rambling and I'm trying not to. Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate that. Memories and Must-Haves just dropped one as well, and I really appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary. We're going to look at Hadgeways. They bring us a lot of travel. They've been with us for quite some time as well, long beyond a year. I'm not sure if it's 2 years. And then we'll look at Memories and Must-Haves next. Another incredibly supportive couple behind this channel is Steph and her husband, Mr. Steph. And the Gross Bargain Emporium has just a few videos here. They've got some shorts on the channel as well. I see a few cooking videos here, which is great to know. They've gotten into 1,200 and 1,300 views. So they're bringing us variety in the shorts videos. But the magic on this channel happens in the live streams. And Steph and Dawn's channel get together pretty often. But what they're doing here, there's Steph right there in that rollover, is live auction style sales during these live streams. So what they do is they take items, they put them up for everybody to look at, they describe the story behind them, and then you can bid during the live stream. that format is becoming so popular that apps are starting to pop up now. Like Whatnot's been around for a while. There's other ones coming. I can never remember the one on my Solana Seeker phone that is new, doing the same thing now. But this is something that's expected to excel when it comes to monetization over the next 5 years. So it's great to see these creators have had the foresight to get involved in this early. The Gross Bargain Emporium Steph has been doing this for as long as I can remember. She's been a friend of ours here for at least a couple years, if not 3, and forgive me if it's not 4 and I'm mistaken. K-Dog's Kennel, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for keeping that membership going. I catch them for live streams occasionally. They do video gameplay. And pardon me, I think we're going to have to take a break because I've talked so much my voice is going to disappear again. Memories and Must-Haves is coming up next. Let's play one more clip from our interview series and then we'll do that break and come right back. So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
No.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button, you know, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. You know, it's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back, Be there for the ones that are coming back and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
So we'll go on that break in a second, but I notice All About the Alternatives just mentioning something, and this is a great story for everybody to hear. Hopefully you find it inspiring, because anything can happen to anyone, positive or negative, but we hope for the positives. So many years ago, I remember when the song Baby It's Cold Outside, right around Christmas, everybody was up in arms and it got canceled and everything else. And basically what I did was, because I knew it was an opportunity, I went and found which one of the versions of that song I could put on YouTube and not get a copyright claim. So I put one up. I think it was Rod Stewart, I forget. And what happened was a blogger picked up that video and put it in a top 10 list. They had the same idea I did. They put out an article that said, here's the top 10 places you can find the song. because it's been deleted from all the radio stations and everything else, right? So I forget if it was 5,000 views on that video. It just flew. The only reason I know that happened is from reading the analytics. You can read the analytics for every single video, live stream, short, everything else, and it will tell you where the traffic came from. Sometimes it's a little bit cryptic. You really got to dig, but you might be able to figure these things out. I since made that video unlisted so that it doesn't break the link that the guy put in the top 10 list, but it's not, going to get monetization or any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. And these are the kind of things that can happen, though. So when you put videos out, if other people find them, or God forbid, you actually reach out and let people know you've got these videos in a polite, non-aggressive way, then you might find people willing to support you, like moderators in Facebook groups. If they talk about your video, for sure you're getting views, and other things like that, right? So these are the kind of stories that can give you a boost, but the analytics tell you how that happened so that hopefully you can go and duplicate that success. So it's just a story, but you know what I mean. Let's go for 3.5 minutes and we'll come right back. I'm going to try to race through channels now. We still got a half an hour to go. I get the feeling we might be a few minutes over time. But I do try to cap the streams at 3 hours, so we'll do what we can here. And then the Stock Explorer, just let me know if you're still listening right now. I did clean up the wheel a little bit, so for any of our members or moderators still listening, just please be active in the chat. I'll make sure I get your name back on there if it's not there. And then Memories and Must-Haves is up here. For the life of me, I can't remember what it is I wanted to say about your channel. I don't think I mentioned it. This creator's got quite a bit of information on their About section. I'll leave it to everybody to read that. They're talking healthy eating and healthy living, especially when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Shorts on this channel, they've just started. Oh, I wish I could remember what on earth. There was something I was going to say about one of these videos that I watched. Oh, I think it was this. Yes, I think Memories and Must-Haves. I think I even did mention it, actually. And forgive me if I'm mistaken, because sometimes I confuse things. I make as many mistakes as anybody. I think it's Memories and Must-Haves that was talking about the idea of stores overstocking for the Christmas season. And then what happens is they put everything on sale. Not much different than Halloween. We all know that the day after Halloween, you can literally go to the store and buy everything at half price, right? And it's similar at Christmas. The sales are all out there now. You see all the Christmas candy and stuff. They still have it, but they have to blow it out as fast as they can. Memories and Must-Haves does a better job of talking about how this can benefit everybody, but especially when we think about groceries, because I promise you, we're all complaining about that these days, and rightfully so. This creator's got 200 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 300. We know they're going to be thinking about. And then Memories and Must-Haves. There you go. Yeah, it took me a second to remember what I was going to say, but it came from the title of your video there. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And Cove Action sounds like they're enjoying some family time, which is great to know. And then when we look at Hadgeways, we see a creator actually that was promoted by Greenland Quilter Katie again. And thank you for that. She's done that many times before for other creators with a super chat here many times, if I didn't say that already. And then Hadgeways, what that means is that this creator has had impact on them with the support they've given them, which is great to know because Hadgeways is bringing travel, but they've been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here for as long as I can remember. It's got to be a year, but I don't think it's 2. I'm just going to try scrolling really quickly through their videos and see if I can get to the end of my red line. So a year for sure. You see what I mean there? Maybe it is. So it's just over a year. This creator does a great job when it comes to their travel, though, as well. Very descriptive. They'll bring us around their own home area, but they bring us to a lot of other places as well. So you get an idea from the thumbnails and the titles where they're bringing us here. And their videos tend to be fairly lengthy, right? The average video on YouTube apparently might be around 10 minutes if I'm not mistaken. These videos are right into 20 minutes, sometimes longer, and I've caught them for live streams too, lengthy live streams. They've gotten into 1,400, 1,500, 1,700 views, and then here are the live streams here. So there you go, 2 hours there. They did a quick one a year ago. I thought I caught you for more of these, unless you've deleted any of the live streams. There was one where you were riding one. What was the thing I was talking about that you were riding? It's not a skateboard, not a hoverboard. Maybe a scooter of some type. Am I mistaken? I'm sure it was this channel. Unless Hadgeways might have removed a couple of live streams. But they're well over 3,000 subscribers now, working on 3,200. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel coming up. And then Sarah Prestwood, good to see you here. what I got for Christmas from Sam's Vlogs Trains and More coming up, which is great to know. And then, yeah, Just Jason Keto, absolutely. Christmas hauls. What I've tried to recommend from the beginning of my time on YouTube, which I keep saying is 8 years now, it's true, is what we want to do is film everything. Film everything that you think could be useful. You can always not use it. You can always delete it. You can change your mind if you want to. We can even put videos up and take them down. I don't recommend it, but you can. And I know that hard drive space can be an issue, but when we think about the old phones we have around, the old computers that we have around, the things we expected to sell and didn't sell and stuff, you'll probably find some room for some of the extra stuff. Otherwise, you know, hard drives get cheaper every year. I know they're not cheap, but you know what I mean. And then the idea, like I said, is just to film all you can think about. And then deck the halls. Oh, the source. I wish I would come up with that. I'm sure other people have come up with that because it's perfect. Oh, goodness. What a perfect Christmas series. The 12 days of hauls, or if somebody had 25 that they could do, my goodness, Deck the Halls as a Vlogmas series would be out of control for somebody. Oh. Oh, I don't do hauls, but I'm gonna save that as a thought. That was good. Yes, all about the alternative. As long as our videos are 8 minutes or longer, we can put videos in the middle of them, so that can be a help. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Naz, oh yeah. 4 25 terabyte drives, goodness. Yeah, Cove Action's playing the game I aspire to play. I haven't got into NAS yet. I bought I don't remember how many terabytes it is now, but it was 256 or something like that, and it fell off the table. No, it can't be 256. Anyway, I bought a hard drive that was the largest one I'd bought. And I have hard drives from my whole life, of course. So I got a desk drawer of like 14 of them or something. But I bought a brand new one. It was, I forget how many hundreds of dollars, and it fell off the desk, and I smashed it in one day. I didn't even finish copying the first thing, I don't think, that I wanted to kind of had to buy another one. But these are the mistakes we make. I tend to keep multiple backups of everything. That's what they're talking about with RAID there, for instance. It's a safer way to save your content so that you almost can't lose anything no matter what happens. Other than that, I've only ever lost one hard drive, and it's just because it was a cable going to the hard drive. It had to sit on the floor and another cable up to the computer, and I kicked it over by accident, and it was just dead. And luckily, I don't need anything that was there. It's just heartbreaking to have lost a year of work. And then no pizza today, Jen Palazzo. And then, yeah, I tend to edit on hard drives, but I'll be switching to SSD soon. Next round. I have a lot of Lacy drives. Or Lacy, however we want to pronounce that. And then I put those things, these are stickers that you put on your mailbox, right? Because they're like meant for outdoor, like permanent, right? So this is a hard drive that I think is 2 terabytes, but I have 2 of them, and they're duplicates of each other. I use this for music and stuff like that for a different reason. But I have 2 of them, and they're marked 1 and 2. And then I have another one. Let me see if I can... I think it's not plugged in right now. I got another one, same thing. This is a 5 terabyte drive, so it's got a 5 on it so that I could determine it from the others. And you see I use those LaCie rugged ones. Those are the only ones I have. Before that, I'm always using Western Digital, those My Passports or whatever they're all called. And then Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More is up on the screen right now. Forgive me, I know I don't have time for rambling today. Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More. It comes to us from the UK. He's been a beloved and dedicated moderator and our longest standing member for the last 5 years. He's been with us for 5.5 years now. Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More is working on 3,300 subscribers, and he's going to bring a lot of train videos, as you would expect. He's actually really increased the frequency of his productions over the last many years. So he's doing more than ever now. In between the train videos, he will bring us a little bit of random content, sometimes an occasional unboxing, a chance to get to know him, other vlogging style videos. He's often taking a trip. He's given us a look inside and outside of the trains and the stations. Shorts give us a little bit more of a look at some of the random content that he might bring, but these have gotten now into 5,000 views, 9,000 on one of these. I think this shorts video with the chocolate chip cookies is still getting views, because I don't remember it being at 9,000. And then live streams as well. So Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More, he's been on for 9 years. This creator does live streams occasionally. Sometimes he does games like Q&A or trivia is a good idea that he does regularly, and then sometimes it's a chance to get to know him and celebrate a milestone and catch up with updates for the channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More, and all of our moderators. They're all dear friends of mine and dear friends of each other, and you'll meet more friends when you're on any of their channels. And then yeah, I'm window shopping for Naz right now. I made a joke the other day, but I'm not kidding. My ChatGPT recap for the year, at the end, it literally, the last sentence that it says is, ChatGPT, like, my suggestion for you this year or for 2026, less gear, more rhythm. And there's more joke behind that as well, but it's very fitting, because it's like, okay, stop window shopping for the things you want to buy and go make the content that's going to help you buy the stuff, right? So yeah, kind of, I thought it was hilarious. And right on point, actually, because it's keeping up with what you've got. And then, yeah, Cove Action, Synology 923. I forgot, I actually do have a Drobo. A friend with a video company actually gave me a Drobo a while back, and I never ended up actually using it, just for not having the hard drives to throw into it to think about, because I've been using so many externals, didn't feel like cracking them open. But I might even do that at some point. But I'll probably get a Synology. That'll be my next step. No more hard drives. And then, that exactly, all about the alternative. I think it said I sent 6,000 messages through ChatGPT this year or something like that. I use it every day. Cove Action Travel is up on the screen. This is Chuck and Lori. So they brought us a little bit of different content over the Christmas season. Lori has a second channel, and they did two different things here. So they were sharing and giving us their opinion of different types of scotches or whiskeys over the last few weeks. And then Lori on her channel, they were doing the same thing, but with wine. So interesting to see, and you'll get right away that they have a great back and forth between the two of them. You can see that they treat their channel very professionally. They take their videos very seriously. They do traditional vlogging, but with multiple camera angles. So they get drones involved. They do stills. And this is the video they were talking about. Look at this, 35,000 views. So this just out of nowhere started to pick up. I'm sure there's reason. Digging through the analytics might be the reason why, but I wonder if you have another story, like maybe there's something going on with that particular location or the theme behind it that is causing you to get a bunch of traffic, or it's very possible that a website or a blogger picked up your video and added as a link in something they were doing as a reference. Anything's possible. I'm grasping at straws, but you know what I mean. Cove Action Travel is bringing us 5,600 subscribers right now. We'd like to push them to towards the 5,700 we know they're thinking about. I'm just making sure I've got the latest video on that catch-up list I keep talking about. They've got shorts on the channel as well, 12,000, 20,000 on one of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So I didn't catch the last one. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one. I'm sure they're going to do one. They seem to be doing them, I was going to say every 2 weeks, but I guess it's a little more sporadic than that. And then Live, Love, Laugh, Lori is the other channel, but Chuck's on here with her all the time. And then this is what I'm talking about. So they did the same thing. I watched this video today, but they're doing the advent calendar of wine on this channel. Otherwise, we'll look forward to seeing what Lori's going to bring on this channel. The channel's just gotten started, so we want to push them a little bit farther towards the first 100 subscribers. Yeah, and then Kovaction, yeah, maybe there's a connection to the trailer, but if you look, obviously, you don't need me to tell you, but if you look at the analytics for that particular video, somewhere in the traffic, I forget what it's called, I haven't looked at one in a while, but there's a specific, it could be traffic source or something like that, and it'll start telling you, not start telling you, it'll tell you where the traffic came from by percentage. It might be in the advanced mode, but you know what I mean. And then pardon me while I'm just doing something in the background here. Michael's Adventures will have a premiere coming up at 8 o'clock. Actually, what I'm going to do though, I'm going to raid into Driving Daily today. But Michael's Adventures drops premiere at 8 o'clock every day. 8 o'clock every, 8 p.m. Eastern every night. I think he's actually in Central Time, but I mention it in Eastern because it's right after our streams. And then let me pin that link so everybody can hopefully get there. If we go over time, it's okay. I'll try to speed things up though. Vintage Style by Joe is bringing us a lot of vibrant and colorful and crafty things on her channel. Did I just catch you for a live stream? I thought yesterday too. Yeah, yesterday. And she does a lot of live streaming where she's usually talking about the things that she has made, but she does a great job of keeping up with the chat while she's doing this. And you see, let's see, Christmas decorations there. She actually got the jump on Christmas and autumn content. You'll see that in the thumbnails that we'll look at here, where she was starting to do these things months ago. Now, what I saw from Joe in the very beginning is taking a lot of scraps of materials and fabrics and taking ordinary things around the house and turning them into homemade, vibrant, colorful things. And this creator also gets involved in a lot of quilting, and I've learned a few things from the channel. Like, for instance, where did that quilt video go? This one here, that quilt might take 500 pieces, if you can imagine. There's a pillow that I always talk about with her channel as well, because I just thought she did a great job on it. And that could take 150 pieces. So you got to have a little bit of patience. She was talking, was it you, Joe, that was talking about pricking your fingers the other, I can't remember if it was you, or they were talking about it in the chat. And forgive me if I'm wrong, if it was another live stream, because we've got quite a few friends that are doing quilting and sewing and different things. But I was thinking about that as well, because I remember the idea, I don't know if anybody uses thimbles like they used to have so long ago. My grandmother was going to teach me how to knit, and I did a tiny amount of sewing in my lifetime, and the idea is to hopefully not be pricking your fingers all the time. I work now as a technician, and I scrape and cut myself constantly. Just little things, but it's so annoying. And I'm just going to grab your latest video. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list, and that's that playlist I keep talking about. But Vintage Style by Joe has been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for as long as I can remember. I'm not sure if she's been with us for a couple of years now, or let me see if I can figure it out. 8 months ago, it can't just be a year. Vintage Style by Joe. So 1 year ago here. I'm looking for red lines under the videos. Is it just a year? because I feel like Vintage Style by Joe's been here longer than that, but I could be mistaken. I've made that mistake many times before. 2,700 subscribers is the next milestone for this creator. I'm hoping we can push her towards that milestone. No broken fingers, bleeding fingers. Did I say broken fingers? I'm not sure what I said. And then Blessed to Crochet is coming up. There was one time my mother, we were talking with the family, and she goes, "Oh, Kevin, he has no pain tolerance." And I'm like, "Mom, why do you want me to have pain tolerance? What do you want to happen to me that I have to be able to tolerate?" And I thought that was the funniest thing. We bring it up all the time as a joke now. Blessed to Crochet is in the house, but it's absolutely true. Even the littlest thing annoys me and I start crying and whining. Blessed to Crochet is over 2,000 subscribers now. We'd love to push them towards the 2,100 they're thinking about. Blessed to Crochet is going to bring us crochet and connection, but what they mean by that is connection between people. Similarly to what we talk about here, creators connecting together. They've got a lot of spiritual inspiration on their channel as well. And then crochet, of course. And we got lots of friends who do a lot of crochet now. Blessed to Crochet is bringing us 10,000 views, even 11,000 on one of the shorts videos, which is great to see. And they live stream frequently. And it could be a chance to get to know them. Sometimes they've done unattended live streams. They do a mix of content here. And they got another channel called Blessing Through Connection. And when we see what they're doing over here, it's really more so about connecting creators together. They've got a few videos, but live streams on the channel. And even though Blessed to Crochet comes on a little bit, as far as I've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe these are primarily unattended live streams, but people are meant to be able to come in and connect with each other as they please, trickle in and out. And then they've got shorts that are shout outs for the people who've made it into the live streams, if that makes sense. And then I want to see if I can find that for you on my, let me see Covaction in the background if I can find that, what I'm looking for. I'll spin the wheel. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, "I am willing to swap playlists." Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And I'm just looking for something here. Overview, reach, content suggesting this video, external sites or apps. So on external, okay, let me see if I can do this without causing a disaster here. So this is just one of our videos in the background, and that's one of the, it's the Curmudgeon, Alaska interview, right? And outside of the Tuber Chat family, I don't expect a lot of people to grab these. Easy to say, considering the way the line is going here. At least it's still getting views. But if we come down on the Reach tab to external sites or apps, this is going to tell us, you expect Instagram, Samsung email, Facebook. Samsung email might just have to do with people sending messages back and forth. But when you go into the advanced mode, there's a lot of things you could do over here to play around, but you might find something here, especially if you change the times on the chart. You know, I might even be looking at the wrong thing, but you know what I mean. It's somewhere around there. That might be what gives you the answer as to why a video is taken off. But if that particular place has been in the news or had an event surrounding it, or the theme behind that video might be something that is big in LA, New York, Florida, Chicago, anything like that right now, it could have to do with it. If anybody involved has some kind of a story, they're being canceled or something, then anything's possible. But hopefully you find it. Hopefully you find it, because you will be able to duplicate your own success by catching those patterns and catching those anomalies. if that makes any sense. And then you heard YouTube is bringing back email, says Mr. Shelton TV. There was something I just saw about Gmail, and I don't know if it's true, about being able to change your Gmail address, which I think it can't be real, but you never know, right? And then Mr. Shelton TV comes to us from the UK. This is a creator known as a incredibly enthusiastic Godzilla fanatic. But this creator brings a lot of artistic content on their channel, including literature, poetry, songs, skits, collaborations with other people, reviews. Shorts have gotten into 2,400, 3,000 views, live streams, including collaborations like with Jeremy D-Day the other day. And John H. Shelton, this creator's been with us for about 5.5 years. He's been with us from basically the beginning. And then, yeah, forgive me, Carnivore Jerry, don't put any weight behind what I just said, because it's something that I saw for 2 seconds. And it's not that I read and do a lot of scrolling. I get caught scrolling as much as anybody, I guess, but I try not to. But when I see stuff, I just like make a small mental note, like, oh, so I've seen that before. And by the time you've seen it the second or third time, you're like, wait a second, is this a thing? And if it crosses my mind, then I'll go and search Gmail, change email address, and see if that's a thing. But Gmail's been the biggest thing since Hotmail, as far as I know, you know, from 20, 30, almost 40 years ago, whatever it is. And so it's hard for me to believe that they're going to have a way for you to change your username now. But anything's possible. We'll see. And there you go. Yeah, Just Jason Keto. The first 24 hours, the first 48 hours. Basically, the first hour and then every hour after that up to the first 48 are what matters the most. This is why I insist that it's important to think about the time that we're posting. There's lots of articles out there that will tell us the best time to post if we don't know or want suggestions. And then, excuse me, I have my own opinion. But that's just based on what I've seen or what I've done. Michael's Adventures premiere will be starting any minute, but also we're going to read into Driving Daily for today. I just try to mix up the love between creators. I think you're right, Mr. Shelton TV. I think there was a way for people to message each other back and forth, and what you're saying does sound right. So that might be part of what we're talking about, but we'll see. Cinema Max Select, thank you for grabbing that membership today. By the way, as promised, I put your channel on the wheel. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And this is a brand new channel. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take your 11-minute video here, and I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on, as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And yes, I absolutely believe that myself as well. Just Jason Keto, I always believe premiering is the best idea in almost every case. If a video is a short, then I wouldn't premiere it myself, but I can see how people would have success doing that. But traditional videos like Jessie Journals and Unboxes, she premieres every week. So does Jason when he has videos. He mixes up the days and times, but I believe that's experimentation. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, though, if there's another strategy there. But when we look at Jessie Journals and Unboxes, once in a while, this creator will put out an extra video. So like 2 or maybe 3 in a week. Once, actually, a few weeks ago, they did a dual premiere. So they premiered 2 videos on Sunday. The regular time slot is 3 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. And what they do over the years, they've unboxed all kinds of different things. They have a lot of crafting supplies. They show us a lot of things they make with those crafting supplies. They collaborate with people, but they've unboxed snacks and stationery and jewelry and other things. Now they focus more so on journaling and collages and those collaborations. But this creator also features a lot of the things they find in their unboxing videos in the shorts that they make. So some jewelry here, washi tape there. If I switch these to the popular tab, Bath and Beauty products here, the snacks that I was talking about are somewhere around here, stationery and other things as well. She's actually posting more shorts than ever before lately also. This creator's so supportive to other people. Her support for all of us over the last 5 years has increased. That's a tough trick. So she will always have a flood of support in her live streams whenever she does them, but those are occasional now. So hopefully everybody will connect with Jessie Journals and Unboxes, another beloved and dedicated moderator here. And she's got her premiere set to go. We can set the notification for that already. And that's tomorrow at 3 p.m. The days are escaping me, but yes, it's already Sunday. I've come to start dreading Mondays now. I wish I wouldn't, as most people probably wish they wouldn't, but that's absolutely the truth after only 6 months, if you can believe it. PK Adventure Travels is up right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. PK Adventure Travels is up on the screen. Thank you, Scratch and PPA, for dropping that link, by the way. I probably should have thought of that and had Nightbot on the case, because episode 900 is next week. PK Adventure Travels is Ryan and Melinda. These creators bring us a combination of cruising, traditional travel, and RV camping, and it's from the perspective of travel agents. So I just watched another room review video, but these creators are actually known, at least to me, from, they're known to me because of their lengthy but thoroughly descriptive videos, if that makes any sense. One of the first videos I watched from them was of a ship tour, and they do a really good job. So what I like about what they're doing is it's all like meat and potatoes in their videos, and what I mean by that is the content itself doesn't stop. So even if it's a 23-minute video, you bet it's 23 minutes full of information in a fun way as well. And then Ryan and Mel together. Ryan has a series of his own where he brings travel news, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned. And then, like I said, a mix of camping. They show us tips and tricks to help our camping life become more comfortable, let's just say. 11,000, 12,000, and a new short at 29,000 views. I think it's still getting views. And then live streams on the channel as well. PK Adventure Travels is live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we've come to know that. They've been doing that for as long as I can remember. They'll have a StreamYard panel full of guests. Ryan hops onto a lot of live streams with people as well, including the morning crew doing the morning quickie from Eddie Lugo Studios and Go Live Together that they do. And when we look at his second channel, Ryan Parker Studios, we see that he's put up another video already. Oh, that's cool. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, I hadn't seen anything like that yet. And then a lot of cooking videos, some unattended video type premieres, and then live streams as well on the channel. Shorts have gotten 1,800 and 2,300 views. And the live streams, sometimes they're simulcasting, but this is what I mean. They're ready for the Go Live Together with a group of friends hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios. I think the Astute Tourist is with them often. I could be wrong about that. Jeremy and Cheryl are there from Cruising is Fun Anytime. And hopefully everybody will connect with Ryan and Mel on both of their channels. And then let's spin the wheel. And hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to just get through the last few channels here. Michael's Adventures. His premiere's already running. He will be 5 minutes in already, past the intro almost. Canadian Family Life is from New Brunswick, and this is Tiffany and her family. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Canadian Family Life features a family, including Chris, her husband. He has his own channel, and then Alex and Bella as well. And they bring a lot of food bank grocery hauls, a lot of cooking videos, some traditional vlogging, product reviews, and even sponsored videos now. They've got an impeccable container garden, which I keep forgetting to mention lately, but it's probably the neatest and tidiest that I've seen. And she mentioned that in a video where she did a shout out for us, and I appreciate that, of course. Kind of a haul video there, sort of. Happy Meal video is what I'm looking for. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 3,000, 5,600, 6,200 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. And these are sporadic. She did a couple recently, but these come out usually once every month or two. The whole family kind of hops in and out of these. And then, like I said, they've got Chris's Creation Fun. This is her husband's channel. There's Jeremy D-Day right there. Chris's Creation Fun is her husband's channel where he brings do-it-yourself videos. He works on solar equipment. He's doing product reviews now and 3D printing on the channel. He's got a few shorts to get started with. And the aim for this channel is to put out videos approximately twice a month. So we'll keep an eye. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. And then Matthew's Bushcraft is coming up. This is one of the family members from the Big Family Expedition. And Matthew's Bushcraft is a creator that wants to teach survival skills to people of all ages. Like the latest video talking about 5 amazing shelters. And they talk about how to do this with a tarp, even for my limited outdoor experience with that kind of thing. I never did get into making a shelter. Tents, yes, but not a shelter like this. So interesting to know. They've got survival hacks over here. They've got different types of gear that they talk about. They'll do knot tying and other ideas. And then, like I said, this is one of the members of the Big Family Expedition channel, so you'll be able to follow that family on their adventures. They just took off. I just watched a video where they went to where did they go? It wasn't Legoland, was it? Was it Legoland that I just watched earlier today? It might have been. 2,200 and 2,800, which is great to see. So Matthew's Bushcraft, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And like I said, for part of the Big Family Expedition channel. Cookie ASM Artist, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Clever name. And then Chocolate Drop is a longtime friend. So thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. Forgive me for the channels that we did not get to. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours, and I do appreciate every moment from everyone. I know we got friends that run the stream in the background, and even if you've just been here for a small amount of time, I appreciate every moment. All those thumbs up. Please don't forget to give one on the way out if you forgot. And give Driving Daily and Michael's Adventures a thumbs up on the way in. Michael's Adventures premieres running right now. Driving Daily is still live. He's out hustling, doing some DoorDash. There'll be more content from our friends tonight, so we'll look forward to that, and I'll hopefully see everybody there. Hopefully everybody will connect with our moderators. I couldn't do these streams the way I do if it wasn't for their help. And It's Chocolate Drop is another friend who's been with us for many years as well. She's always smiling. She's always laughing, cooking up a storm. She recently went on a cruise as well, but I know her best from bringing us shopping to places like CVS and TJ Maxx. She's got an interesting collection of plants that she features in her videos, shorts over here, including a great story because she's got a couple at 13,000 and 52,000 views, but this is a very new one that's got 255,000 views, and it's still climbing right now. and then live streams on the channel as well. And like I said, always smiling, always laughing, most often in the kitchen cooking up a storm, but she's got other people in the background coming in and out of the streams, and she keeps up with the chat while she does all these things. So hopefully everybody will connect with It's Chocolate Drop. She's been a dear friend for as long as I can remember, several years, and we'd love to push her towards the 2,100 subscribers that we know she's thinking about. Let's go check out Michael's Adventures premiere and Driving Daily's live stream, and I'll see everybody over there. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Are you out there grinding, day by day, creating your content, trying to find your way? You're dreaming big, but it's hard to stand. You need a crew who understands the plan. From your first of thousands up to the watch time grind, there's a place where creators come to shine. Join the wave, the movement, the vibe. With Tuber Chat, it's your time to thrive. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. The first 4,000 hours to the rising stars. Tuber Chat takes you far beyond the bars. No more struggling on your own. With the fam around, you're never alone. Exclusive perks for those who believe in the power of connection and what you can achieve. Your channel's your vision, we're here to help it grow. Join Tuber Chat, get in the flow. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. You've got the passion, you've got the drive. With Tuber Chat, your channel will thrive. So hit subscribe, join the team. Let's build each other up, live the dream. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. So join the ride, it's time to shine. With Tuber Chat, success you'll find. Let's grow together, it's what we do. The future's bright when we rise with you.